57.
This is Holt Ahlers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Ahlers for my friends at Arc Point Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust Arc Point Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. Arc Point Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina Arc Point Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed.
Holt Ahlers, you made the decision to come to East Carolina. Any regrets on your decision not to leave?
Yeah, not one bit. I wouldn't change it for the world. And even just living here. You only play 12, 13, 14 games out of the year, but you also got to live here. And I love the people here. I love the city. I love going out there in Grimesland and, seeing the fields and just driving out there.
Or
with
Bigfoot.
And all that. Or Bigfoot, yeah. So, Greenville and East North Carolina will always be home to me, no matter where I go. And, my family will probably be here the rest of their lives. So, I'll definitely be back.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Well, I just think we were prepared. One thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
All right.
Hi. I want me some glory hole.
Dude, you ain't mouse. I'm the boss.
Cojones.
It's me, Nancy Garcia.
I'm sorry. All right.
How about those friggin' pirates?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
It is Friday, and we are here inside the Pirate Radio studios for a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, and the Pirate Radio crew ready to go for the next 3 hours on Pirate Radio Live on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930 online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch the show and be a part of the show on Facebook Live and YouTube. Want to see those YouTube subscriptions go on the rise. So if you haven't already, check us out at Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, and a lot of great videos for you to see, including all of our pre- and post-game chats with Mike Schwartz during this basketball season. Pretty soon we'll be out at Clark LeClaire Stadium covering Pirate football. Not too far down the road, spring football. So you got all of that. The programs we do here each and every day, the Brian Bailey Show on Mondays, they can all be seen on Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, also Facebook Live, and of course follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all of these social media accounts to make sure you're up to date on what is going on in the Pirate Nation. We've got guests to get to on today's show. We want to hear from you as well. What's on your weekend agenda? Can the Pirate basketball team snap a losing streak coming up Sunday when they take on USF? What playoff games are you interested in this weekend? Do you have a playoff upset for this? There's got to be at least one, right? I mean, we look at those big spread games, San Fran, Seattle, Buffalo, Miami, and Baltimore, Cincinnati. Will it be as ho-hum and boring as we think it will be, or will there be an upset thrown in there? We shall see this weekend. What are your predictions for the wild card weekend, a big college basketball weekend as well? We will dive into it all. Coming up in about 20 minutes or so, we will talk to East Carolina running back Rahjai Harris. We got a health update on Rahjai as he is recovering from an injury that sidelined him for over half of the 2022 football season. The good news is, A, he's recovering, but B, he was still able to be a big part of that team, being with them every single day, going to the bowl game, being inspiration, putting on the coach's hat. So Rahjai was still able to fulfill his 2022 football season, just didn't do it by running over DBs and linebackers. He was doing it on the sidelines, but plans on being back soon. We'll get an update on how our guy, Rahjai Harris, is doing coming up in about 20 minutes. My guy. 4 o'clock, Tony Dunn, C3 Podcast, will join us to talk NFL. Brian North at 4:40. We'll look at ECU hoops, some ACC hoops, and more with Brian North coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. 5 o'clock hour, Morgan Ahlers will join us. Morgan sent me a text last night. He put it out on social media as well. Pretty cool picture of Holton Ahlers posing with Ron Simmons. Farouk, former Florida State player, probably more known for his time in wrestling as WCW heavyweight champion, WWE superstar. And that was pretty neat to see. Holding down at the Hula Bowl. I guess we need to do a Hula Bowl preview too, right? That's coming up this weekend. So we'll talk Hula Bowl at some point on today's show. We'll hear from Mike Schwartz ahead of the Pirates Bulls showdown on Sunday. Pirate Radio crew caught up with him earlier today. You'll hear that. And Mark Greenhalgh's Golf Shop Radio Show. People in the golf world excited about a docu-series coming out in February, and the cameras were rolling last year during the PGA Tour events and behind the scenes with these golfers as all the live stuff was happening. So people are excited about this new docu-series coming out regarding the PGA Tour on Netflix. It'll be out February 15th. We'll talk to Greeny. A trailer dropped this week and looked pretty interesting. Had a lot of people talking, so we'll dive into that and more with Mark Greenhalgh. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, Studio B crew. How we doing on a Friday?
Doing great. Happy Friday to you, Clipper.
Thank you. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Steve Hill says, did I misspeak, Rich? I said pretty soon we'll be out at Clark LeClaire Stadium. Did I say covering football? Clearly, I meant baseball.
You idiot.
I mean, clearly.
Cue it up, Shirley. He's a what?
Yeah, you better come after me now, because I'm about to come after you.
He's a what?
What is he? He's a something.
Great guy.
He's a something.
Great friend.
Oh.
And tell
You're a dumbass.
Yeah, whatever.
You're a dumbass.
Steve Hill says, Clipper. And he says, Burgley. Burgley. Doc Looker. So, earlier this afternoon.
That Doc Liquor.
That Doc Liquor.
Stand by.
That's the pound cake.
That's gummies and pound cake.
Earlier this afternoon, I received a text message from my main man, Chan. Chan, the ultimate grinder, blue collar.
Always working.
This guy works while he's working.
I work in my sleep.
He's got a job to do today. That job is to video produce Pirate Radio Live. Also, be a co-host of sorts, an analyst of sorts.
Yes.
While he's doing those jobs, my man's got a sales call to do. And like you got jobs on top of jobs.
I got jobs on top of jobs with jobs inside of them.
So it's like the Exhibit meme. Shirley knows Exhibit. Was it Pimp My Ride?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody used to have the memes. I heard you like a... Let me give an example now that I brought it up. Where it's like, I heard you like pool tables, so we put a pool table inside your pool table. Let's see. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was.
I heard you like, all things 70s, so we retrofitted your entire car with shag carpet.
But the memes, like, and do you remember the meme, Shirley? Like this?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Wow. Yo, dog, I heard you like parking, so we put a parking lot in your parking lot. Yo, dog, I heard you like cars, so we put a car in your car so you can drive while you drive. That's Chandler. He likes working, so he put work inside his work.
I put work inside my work.
Yo, dog, I heard you like working, so we putting more work into your work. Chandler, sadly, will have to leave the show.
Forever.
For a little while. Today, what time are you leaving?
I'm going to leave about the time we take a break, around the 4:45 mark.
All right.
About 3:40, 3:45.
So that means you might be missing some of our NFL segment. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention C.J. Schaefer, formerly of Pirate Radio, entered the transfer portal. Not a true Pirate.
Not a true Pirate Radio employee.
Not a true Pirate Radio employee at all. Will join us via the Pit Electric Live line to make picks live. He has been texting in his picks. He will join us today to make his playoff picks. Speaking of which, I received a text earlier.
Wait, picks?
This afternoon. And that, you know what? Let me go back just to show you the kind of guy Chandler is, first of all. Wednesday, 10:44, I sent a text to you. Are you still at AJ's? You said, yeah. I said, can you see if I left my computer charger, please? Should be on the floor by the table. You said, okay. I said, thank you. You said, I got it. I said, thanks. I mean, that was like a text handshake.
I'm always working.
Chandler, off the clock.
I'm always working.
For me. He's doing side gigs at my side gig.
I am literally working all the time.
Thank you, Chandler. You're a great man. Great guy. But I got this earlier today. 1:32 p.m. I'm going to be gone for some of Tony's hour. Are we making picks? Now, Chandler, you have previously stated on this program, you were sitting right there, that microphone, that chair. What is one of your biggest pet peeves?
People asking a question when they know the answer. Here's the thing. I genuinely did not know if we were making picks or not.
Here's my response.
Man, you had a response, all right.
Chandler said, I'm going to be gone for some of Tony's hour. Are we making picks? I said, because there's nothing I love more than using people's words against them. It's just a great counterattack. I said, I hate when people ask a question they know the answer to. But I didn't stop there.
No, you didn't.
I said, all-time dumb question. I mean, damn, man. We're going to pick games for 18 weeks and not pick playoff games? And then I said an expletive. And then you said, I couldn't remember if we picked playoff games. And I said, we probably won't even mention the playoffs. What are you thinking, man? Glenn, I didn't tell Glenn what we were doing today. I just told him Tony Dunn was going to be a guest. What did he post? Wild card picks.
He did.
What an assumption. What a leap for Glenn to make.
I didn't want to assume. I didn't want to make an ass out of you and me.
Well, here's what I'm asking. What did you think we were going to do while Tony's here?
Preview the wild card games. Talk about them.
Talk about them.
Who's in, who's out, who's injured, who's not.
What teams are in and out, or what players?
What players are in or out?
What teams have
What's the spread? Do we think,
what conference
what's the total?
What conference has the most quarterbacks?
Yeah,
playing?
What conference has the most quarterbacks?
AFC.
Maybe the quarterbacks. We could talk about, their history, maybe their playoff history for each team.
Are we going to make picks?
Hey, look, Clip. It was a stupid question.
Yeah, okay.
It was a stupid question.
Thank you for admitting that.
No, I will admit.
Yeah.
Stupid question on my part.
Yeah. I mean, did you just want to chat? Did you want to talk to me? Or
you know what?
I'll talk to you, buddy. You don't have to ask me a stupid question.
I just was I was sitting there having a little late lunch, and I was like, I said, I need to make my picks because I'm not going to be there for majority of the time.
What picks?
And then I was I was like, well, are we going to do picks? Like, I'm not going to sit here and, and highlight who I'm going to.
Right. You got so much on your plate. Why waste your time doing that?
I'm not going to, sit here and screenshot the schedule for the weekend and highlight who I'm going to, who I think is going to win if we're not going to do picks. So I was like, I need to find out if we're going to do picks.
Next time you want to just start a conversation with me, say
hello.
Or some weather we're having. You don't have to say ask a question you already know the answer to.
I did not know the answer to it.
Well, you're an idiot then.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm an idiot. I'm stupid for not knowing that we were going to make picks.
It's fine. It's fine. You're stupid. I'm stupid. All you got to do is look at yesterday's show when we played the Name That Sound game. Speaking of stupid, Robert's on YouTube. Here's what Robert has said since
Stop disrespecting me, bro.
Here's what Robert said since we've been on the show today. Hey, how you been? Yo, y'all is talking about
basketball?
Basketball?
I think he's called it basketball before.
What are you thinking, man? Hey, get off of Dar. Robert, what is your malfunction? What are you doing? What are you saying? Who are you talking to? Are you talking to us? Or are you
what is wrong with you?
Do you think you're texting somebody?
He said, hey. We're not, it's like we can hear him. I thought I heard something a while ago. We were talking about me being stupid and not thinking we were going to do picks for wild card. I thought I heard something. It was his comment. It was his hey comment.
Hey.
Hey in all capital letters with an exclamation point. He said, LOL, I'm your friend. Nada.
All right. Robert is on one on a Friday. What do you do? What do you do?
What do you do for a living, Robert?
Are you retired? Just hanging out? You on the clock? What do you do, Robert? I want to get to know you.
He said, hey.
John says Robert is a weirdo. John's words, not mine.
Get off there.
Robert needs to come in and be interviewed. About what, Robert? What could you bring to the table here?
Listen here.
Robert, call in 317-1250. We'll interview you right now.
Please.
I got nothing else this segment. We got Rahjai coming up in about 5 to 10 minutes. We got 5 minutes to kill. Robert, call in 317-1250. We'll interview you right now.
Please.
Yep. Because there is not a ton happening. No, hey, another day.
Another dollar.
No portal entries for East Carolina. However, if you are a VIP member on Hoist the Colors, it appears that there could be a few more Pirates heading out the door. Not true Pirates, mind you.
Yeah, go ahead and call them that. Go ahead and get it out of the way now.
Possibly not true Pirates heading out the door. Maybe we'll have news on that early next week or over the weekend. If it does become official, you can find it on our social media sites over the weekend. Make sure you follow us during the weekend. We'll have all the news and notes going on in the Pirate Nation, awaiting East Carolina's basketball game coming up on Sunday against USF.
And we'll have wild card action on Pirate Radio as well.
That's right.
About driving around.
We're gonna pick those.
We're gonna pick those games, and you can keep up with our picks today. And then if you're riding around, see who's going to win.
I'm trying to. Oh, Chandler.
Yo,
Giants in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who has the longest drought in the NFC? Postseason drought.
Who has the longest drought? Oh, it's got to be the Panthers.
That's exactly what I said. And just like you, I was wrong.
Wow.
By 1 year.
Wow. Because I did see earlier that the Giants are making the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Panthers did make it in 2017, now that I think about it. Who else would it be? Let's see. The Texans. Oh, that's AFC.
Oh,
Sorry,
boy.
that's AFC.
Oh, boy. Sports guy.
Let's see here.
This is our sports guy.
NFC.
How about this?
Is it somebody else in the South?
How about, instead of asking that question, let's just say traditionally bad football teams in the NFC. Make a list real quick.
Oh, Lions.
All right, you are correct. I initially said Panthers as well.
Just a different cat.
But it is the Lions. Who has the second longest drought in the AFC behind the Jets? It's around that same time frame since this team last made it.
Did I just say them?
No, because Deshaun Watson made it a couple years ago.
Huh. Let's see. AFC. A lot of great quarterbacks in the AFC.
Yeah. A lot of great ones.
In that conference.
You could argue this team has a great quarterback, although some would argue they don't.
Oh.
Who?
No, it's not them because they just made it a few years ago.
I will tell you, it is the Denver Broncos.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
On a drought.
All right.
Hey, that was pretty good. All right, let's take a break. All right. Because I guess Robert's not going to call in for that monumental interview we were going to do with him a moment ago.
Looky here.
But he is feeling himself on YouTube today. And you know what? It is a Feel Yourself Friday. Everybody out there.
Hey, feel yourself.
Hey, Shirley, great tune.
Great tune, Shirley. Keep it going. Oh, yeah.
I feel like dancing this weekend. Anybody want to go dancing?
Hey, funny seeing you here. Hey, come here often.
Hey, we making picks this weekend?
Hey, we making picks today? I know we did it for the past 18 weeks, but I didn't know we were going to do it today.
Hey, sweetie. You want to make some playoff picks with me? Some wild card picks?
Y'all do that?
Me, you, him, no.
Hey, me, you, the Buck, playoff picks.
Hey, who do you think is going to get the Houston Texans job?
You think Steve Wilkes should get the Panthers job?
Dude, it's a good thing I'm married because I'd be picking up all the girls. And it's a good thing you're really picky.
Have you seen that picture of the guy like yelling in the girl's ear?
Yeah.
He didn't even know we were making playoff picks. He didn't even know.
Brandon Staley started Mike Williams in a game that didn't count, and now he can't play in the playoffs. What? Okay, yeah, I'll be right here when you get back.
All right. Hey, give me one too. Give me a drink too. Hey, Ron Rivera started Carson Wentz and thought they were not making the playoffs. What's that? You got to use the bathroom?
New content idea. We go to the hottest clubs in Greenville, and we just drop sports headlines to hot girls. and just get their reaction.
Spencer Rattler's returning for his another year at South Carolina.
The Mets signed Carlos Correa, but he failed a physical. Now he's a Minnesota Twin. What's that? Oh, you got to go? All right, cool.
Sean McVay might not return as coach next year.
I love this idea. All right.
J.J. Watt retired last week.
We'll see you tonight, ladies. Take a timeout, come back. Rahjai Harris joins us next. We'll get an update on his recovery and talk about the 49ers. Back with you after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Add some sparkle and style to your home and save at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Give your home a new look in the new year with beautiful new furniture. Right now, get a Bostic Sugg first time ever offer with 3 ways to save. 1, get a sales tax discount on any purchase. 2, get a $100 in MasterCard rewards cards for every $1,000 you spend. And finally, get 6 months special financing. So add some sparkle and style to your home with a little help from Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
DJ.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that uses fresh and local ingredients with influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine. The Dickinson Avenue Public House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy dollar oysters every Tuesday through Thursday from 5:30 until 7. And then for more details, check out daphouse.nc.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, earlier today, Ellerby recorded a new edition of the Pirate Radio podcast that is available to watch right now. YouTube, Facebook, also download it where you get your podcast.
And we'll be airing it at 6 o'clock tonight as well.
And it'll be live on our airwaves. Ellerby one-on-one with Carl Davis. He is the author of My View from 20 Rows Up, one Pirate fan story of ECU football. This book is available now. You can pick up your copy at UBE or Amazon. 100% of the proceeds from the book go to the Access Scholarship at East Carolina to help students who could not otherwise afford to go to college. So that is awesome. In it, he has stories about himself, but also games, opponents. I like that he has the actual photocopy of the tickets he used at the games. It's pretty neat. And also in the back, I love superlatives. He's got his best of the best.
Yeah.
He's got his best head coach. He's got his best assistant, best administrator, best player, best game. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Really cool stuff here. So, I disagree with his best player.
Your best player is Dwayne Harris.
Yes.
You know, people like to say that these players, these student athletes, whatever sport it may be, that leaves the program with this new NIL and this new transfer portal are not true Pirates.
They're not, Chandler.
Carl Davis is a true pirate.
In my opinion, unless you come out of the womb a Pirate fan, you are not a true Pirate.
I'm a true Pirate.
Okay. You are a true Pirate.
I am a true Pirate.
All right. Good to hear. There's not many like you, Chandler.
Well, they're very rare. A true Pirate, a true hard-working blue-collar Pirate like me.
I saw a true Pirate yesterday that's not even an ECU player.
Who?
It was, let me find his name because
I saw a true Pirate. Oh!
Dalton Bolin, who plays for, he's a D2 All-American. Doesn't say his school. That's unfortunate. But he has a cut on his eye, and he plays basketball with an eye patch.
Oh, yeah.
True
I did
Pirate.
see that. I saw a true Pirate this morning. Now, in my eyes, he's a true Pirate. But by the description that you just had, he might not be a true Pirate in your eyes.
Who is it?
Jeff Charles.
No, not a true Pirate. He used to call Virginia Tech games. Furman. Not a true Pirate.
Not a true Paladin. Not a true Hokie.
Nope. Jeff Charles, not a Pirate.
Hey, Brian Bailey, not a true Pirate.
Nope. Virginia fan.
Monarch.
Troy D, big Tar Heel guy growing up, not a true Pirate. I'm telling you.
Who did you like growing up?
I'm not a true Pirate.
You're not a true Pirate.
I'm not. There I'm not. Shirley didn't go to ECU, not a true Pirate.
Nope. You're a true Bulldog.
I am.
But did you come out the womb as a true Bulldog? No. Nope. Not a true Bulldog. Not a true Bulldog.
Yep. So there you go, folks.
There's not many like me.
Be careful with these labels. Not a true Pirate. All right. That's always fun to get in debates about when... Man, there was one dude on Hoist the Colors losing his ever-loving mind about Steve Ellis leaving. Called him a scumbag. What is
He's a scumbag. He's a scumbag.
My only reply in that thread was not a true shark.
Jaquan
McMillan. I mean, did he think Steve Ellis was going to get here and stay here forever? Has that ever happened to anyone
a scumbag.
ever?
People are crazy.
People are really crazy.
People are insane.
I guess they think you have to marry your first girlfriend and be with her forever. I wonder how many
he broke up with her?
I wonder how many people that talk about players leaving, coaches leaving are divorced. So loyalty. You got to be with. Do you follow sport? How do you follow sports and think there's loyalty in sports?
So, say Joe Smith marries a girl.
Joe Smith, former Maryland star?
Yes.
Okay.
Say he marries a girl.
All right.
That girl wants a divorce.
True Terrapin.
And he goes, "You're not a true Smith. You're not a true Smith."
Well, that's true.
That's right.
He's right. Why did you give that example?
Because a lot of these athletes come in here, they're not pirates, but they sign up to be pirates, and they are, and then they just decide to leave, and then people are like, "Oh, he's not a true pirate." People are insane. People are crazy. This guy called my guy. He literally called my guy, Steve Ellis, a scumbag for taking another job, for bettering himself.
They're snakes.
They're sharks. They're snakes.
They're backstabbing snakes. Jaquan McMillan.
You'll never see a snake and a shark in the same fish tank.
Irving says true pirate number 2 right here.
Yeah, Irving.
Out of the womb, right on, Chandler.
Hey, prove it, Irving. Prove it.
Prove it. We want to know. Let's see. John says, "I'm a true freaking pirate, my guy. You questioning me?" No, John. I'm not questioning you. You're a true pirate. Good to hear. Yeah, so we got that going for us. Let's head out to a guy, my guy.
My guy.
I'm going to say he's not a true pirate. He's from North Carolina. Probably didn't grow up rooting for ECU.
He's from Spartanburg.
Yeah, he's from South Carolina. I doubt he's a pirate fan from birth.
Gamecock.
Yeah, probably so. Rahjai Harris joining us on the Pit Electric Live line here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Rahjai, great to catch up with you. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. I couldn't be better. How about yourself?
That's good to hear, and we're doing fine here as well. And Rahjai, haven't talked to you in a while. Haven't really seen you in a while, but while East Carolina was in Birmingham for the Birmingham Bowl, Troy D actually got a shot of East Carolina going off the field, a little video. And in that video, we see Rahjai Harris walking by, and I would say walking with a pretty good stride, Rahjai. And that was very positive for us folks to see you getting around so good. So on that note, kind of catch us up on how you're doing with the recovery. You getting around all right and all that?
Yes, sir. I'm doing great. I rehab every day, Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday is kind of my rest days. I work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And, I'm living life, man. I'm having fun with it. I always consider no boring days, no off days, no days being wasted. So, I live by that 1%, man. I'm really trying to get better every day.
You were living 1% but before all this, so that's a good thing. You already had that kind of mindset, that mentality in you. So are you able, like, what exactly are you able to do right now? Are you able to run it all? Are you working out the legs? What are you doing?
Well, I'm just doing straight arms when I work out.
Okay.
I do majority of legs when I go to rehab, go to PT. So I do straight arms, but I do squats a little bit, no weight, just squats, not going all the way down, but, I do a little bit of squatting, lunges a little bit, but I haven't started running. I start running in February.
Okay.
Man, like I said, man, I just been doing upper body, trying to get stronger, for that stiff arm can be crazy next season.
Getting the stiff arm cocked and loaded. Yeah. Rahjai, as far as like the schedule goes, and every human is different, every recovery is different. I always bring up, like, Adrian Peterson, because we say, all right, AP came back and ran for 2,000 yards. Why can't everybody come back? But he's a freak, and not everybody's like that.
Possible.
So, yeah, as far as, like, the schedule goes, do you feel like your recovery is on schedule right now, or you ahead, behind? Like, where do you think you are right now as far as what you were told?
You let the PTs and the trainers say it. I'm ahead, but, I'm just trying to stay the course. I'm not trying to, rush anything or anything like that. But I would say I'm ahead. I started, that's all God, man. Like I said, I'm not trying to be ahead. I'm not trying to rush anything. It's just how it is right now. I'm thankful for it.
Rahjai Harris joining us. Rahjai, a big part of the East Carolina team, not just with the touchdowns he scored and yards and all that before the injury, but after the injury, your role kind of changed, Rahjai. You talked about how you kind of put on your coaching hat. It was awesome to see you be at home games, be able to go to the bowl games. So you were a big part of the success even after you weren't able to play. So I'm sure, you would have rather been on the field, but how about that role you kind of took over following the injury this season?
I loved it, man. It made me look at everything different. Everything. I kind of sat back and I watched how guys practice, and that kind of lit a fire up my behind, man. Because it's kind of like, a lot of people take this for granted. So once you get taken out of something, once you have to look at it from the other side, it's kind of like, yeah, this is what I need to be doing. This is what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. I want to be around football. I want to do something around football. So it kind of motivated me just seeing other people do it and, watching other people do it. Why I can't, I wish I was out there. But, God had other plans. So, just know for next year that I really will be fired up by the season.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Rahjai Harris joining us, Pit Electric Live Line, East Carolina running back. And we saw some other great running backs for the Pirates this year. Keaton Mitchell, obviously, also Marlon Gunn. But let's talk about Keaton Mitchell declaring for the NFL draft. What kind of conversations have you had with Keaton about that decision, Rahjai? What have you guys talked about?
Everything's been positive. I'm proud of Keaton. He don't work for everything that he's got. Like I said, just everything's positive, man. And, I worked out with him this morning. He called me yesterday and told me that he wanted to work out with me. So we worked out this morning, had some chats. But like I said, just everything's positive with Keaton, man. Like he's ready to go train. I think he's leaving to go train next week back home. And, like everything that he's got going on right now is straight God, man. God's blessing him because just how he works and how he perfect his craft, man. And, everything's positive with him, man. All the vibes, everything, the attitude, everything's just positive with him. And I'm proud of him, man.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Much like yourself, always seems to have a very positive mind state. How about you and Keaton were both able to come in and play as true freshmen? We saw that with Marlon Gunn as well. How about him, going through this season and being there, being on the field and getting some reps in year one? A bright future ahead for that young man too, right?
Yep, you got that right. You never know when it's going to be your opportunity. I went down after the fifth game, and, he didn't shy away from nothing. He got in there, he ran the ball hard, he blocked for hope, he caught out the back. So he did everything that he needed to do. So I really see this year, this season is going to be a special year for him as well.
Rahjai, what's it like the feeling last year where you go to Annapolis for the Military Bowl, you don't get to play that game, you guys are frustrated? It really sounds like talking to Holton and the guys that you guys were really, motivated to beat Boston College last year, win that game. I guess East Carolina took out the frustration on Coastal this year in the Birmingham Bowl, but what's the feeling like coming off a bowl win rather than that kind of bitter taste you had last year to end the season?
Well, you never want something to just be given to you. And I feel like all the guys on the team felt like last year was just given to us. Everybody considered us to win because they had COVID cases and they couldn't play. So we really wanted to, go get it on our own. We wanted to go win a game to let people know that we can win, and get our ring by ourselves. And you feel me? And that's what everybody was feeling like. That's how they got motivated up to the game, just wanting a ring. Like Holton said, he wanna leave here with a ring. So we got that done for Holton. We got that done for all the seniors. So They just made the younger class, like, you know, anxious about next season to keep on getting these rings and just keep on getting the rings and just establishing a winning program here at East Carolina.
Yeah, and man, we've seen the change since Mike Houston's come in. We've seen the change since you've been here, Rahjai, turning this thing around into a winner. And, man, what a way to cap it off. A lot of Pirate fans were there at the Birmingham Bowl. You had Isaiah Winstead strutting through the end zone. Holden was doing the gritty. Everybody was dancing, smiling. I mean, that's the way to go out, right? I mean, that was a heck of a celebration for your team.
You got to have fun with it. You know, I tell people all the time, man, it's a lot of work that goes into this. You know, a lot of work off season and in season, but you got to always remember you got to have fun with it. And I tell people all the time, the day I'm done having fun with it is the day I'm done with it. So, you know, as long as you see me with a smile on my face, I'm still going. I mean, I'm still happy. I'm still loving what I'm doing. So, and I just see it in everybody. You know, I see the whole team. They got smiles on their face. They ready to go now. It's like that bowl win right there motivated everybody. The younger guys, the older guys, the coaches, everybody. And, shoot, let's get it some more. Shoot, I want another ring after this one.
Hungry for another one now. And Rahjai, it's a pretty quick turnaround, right, as far as winter workouts. When does all that get cranked up for the team?
I think Monday, Tuesday, something like that.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah, it's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, and you start kind of looking ahead at the calendar. At least we do, and you got spring football, and you know you'll get into that. So, as far as what's that?
It's gonna come fast.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, you have a really good head on your shoulders about kind of enjoying every day, making the most of every day, because man, it does go by in a blink, right?
Yeah, you got to, man. You got to enjoy it.
I mean, you're like an old head now, pretty much, on this team.
I really am. Man, that's crazy.
You went from young buck to old head pretty quick, Rahjai.
Really quick. I get gray hair.
There you go. Rahjai Harris joining us, Pit Electric Live Line here on Pirate Radio Live. Rahjai, we'll talk a little playoffs. Your 49ers, the hottest team in the NFL right now. It might not matter who the quarterback is. Brock Purdy putting up big numbers. You got a healthy McCaffrey and Debo. Brandon Ayuk stepping up. Kittle was a monster at the end of the year. So that defense, I mean, you got to feel pretty good about your chances now, even with Brock Purdy to be, you know, kings of the NFC. What do you think?
I love it, man. I love the odds. I love it, man. We started off the season a little, you know, shaky with the injuries. And, you know, we're starting to get some players back. Debo played last week, and Greenhalgh came back for us. And, you know, it's just looking good for the 49ers right now, and I love it, man. I love it.
Eagles are the top seed. Cowboys, probably the top wild card team. You got Minnesota and Bucks also won their divisions. Who is the biggest challenge? Is it the Eagles in the NFC, you think?
Yeah, most likely, yeah. That's going to be the team to beat right there, the Eagles, because you got to think, you know, that offense is loaded. That's the offense right there. And, you know, you got Jalen Hurts back there. You know, he's not new to this. You know, got to think. He played at Bama, you know, and played, you know, other places that led up to where he at now. So he's driven. So that's just going to be the team to beat.
How about in the AFC? You like the Bills, Chiefs, or maybe even the Bengals to get back to the Super Bowl? Who's the AFC challenger?
I like the Bills, man. I ain't gonna lie, I like the Bills. They just different. You know, the quarterback is he's one of them. You know, he's not scared of nothing. He'll run it, can throw it. Just a tough guy. He reminds me of Holton a little bit, and he's just a tough guy.
Rahjai, let me ask you this while you're here. Speaking of the Bills, of course, the Damar Hamlin near tragedy that happened on the field, and awesome to see him, you know, out of the hospital now. But when, as a football player that takes as many hits as you do, and you see, I mean, you kind of know in the back of your head that stuff like that's possible, right? But I don't know. What do you try? You try not to think about it. Like, what's your thoughts, man? Because you're out there taking hits every single day.
Oh, it's very possible, you know. Like I say, you just got to live in the moment, man. Because tomorrow's not promised. So you got to live today like this is the last day living. You know, you got to spread the love, spread the positivity, which he did. But, you know, you never know. You know, he didn't know he was going to fall out like that. So You know, you just got to play that down that you in 100%, because the next one's not. Hey, you might be gone the next one. So I love the support around the NFL, how they supported him during this time, him and his family. I'm glad he's doing all right now, because that was a very crazy time right there. I wasn't even watching the game, honestly. I had went to the back room about 5 minutes. I forgot what I was doing, and I came back and I seen everybody on the field, and I didn't know what was going on, so I clicked on social media, Twitter, and I seen it, and I was like, man, that's crazy, you know, because like I just said, like, the next play is not promised. So, you know, it just make you look at everything different, you know. Something like my injury, it just make you look at things different, like, you know.
And it's yeah, man. I've watched millions of football games now, and I've gotten to know the players over the years, so I know you guys are human beings. And even having said that, I still take it for granted. Like, Jeremy Lewis chases after a quarterback and he's down after a play, and I'm just like, oh, he'll limp off. He'll be back in a couple plays. Like, that's just the way we look at it, you know. But man, it always don't go that way. Guys don't always come back. Rahjai didn't come back. We got to wait to see him. So it's part of the deal, I guess, man. It's kind of tough to say it that way, but it is.
Man, you got to charge it to the game, man.
There you go.
You got to charge it to the game.
Rahjai, what's on tap this weekend? You getting more work in? Are you relaxing? What you got going on?
I just got out of my last class. I worked out this morning. I had rehab this morning. I'll probably relax a little bit. Got a banquet tomorrow with the team.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm back at it Monday. Ready to go.
Awesome stuff, man. Rahjai, great to catch up with you. I had no doubts the mindset would be exactly what it is. You always are very positive. You always lifted our spirits coming in here on Mondays, so we appreciated that during the season. And keep up the good work on and off the field, Rahjai. We enjoy talking with you, man.
I appreciate you, my guy, man. Y'all have a great day.
Rahjai Harris seems like he's always having a great day, and great to hear his recovery is going well, and looking forward to seeing Big 4-7 back on the field in 2023. Rahjai Harris joining us today on the Pitt Electric Live Line. We appreciate Rahjai's time. We'll take a timeout, come back. Got more to go. We'll wrap up hour number 1 and get you ready for hour 2 here on Pirate Radio Live. It's Chandler Honeycutt. The grind never stops, so that means double duty for Shirley Rhodes, working audio and video here on a Friday, putting in the work. We'll be back with you on Pirate Radio Live right after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Hey Pirate fans, this is head coach Mike Houston. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been taking care of our athletes here at East Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or if it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the folks who have been taking care of me and many of our fans in Pirate Nation or visit them online at orthopedicseast.com. Go Pirates!
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients.
Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road in Winterville and a new location coming soon to Uptown Greenville. Are you looking for a home loan? Look no further than Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage. Since 1960, Guild Mortgage has partnered with industry professionals to close loans on time and help millions of Americans realize their dreams. Call Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage in Jacksonville, 910-389-4602. Amy Goss is licensed in Florida, Georgia, Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS 3274. NMLSconsumeraccess.org/for licensing information. Please visit guildmortgage.com/licensing. Guild Mortgage is not affiliated with Pirate Radio.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, Offense Coordinator for ECU Football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get out on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, taking a look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubbuck.
Dubbuck.
If I had a dime for every top 25 college basketball game tonight, I would have one dime. Purdue hosting Nebraska, the lone top 25 game coming up on this Friday night. Saturday, you got a full slate of college basketball. NC State will host number 16 Miami. The Wolfpack coming off wins over Duke and on the road at Virginia Tech. So a chance for Kevin Keats' guys to make a little noise in the ACC. We'll talk a little more local hoops with Brian North coming up later on in today's show, but that one going on at noon on Saturday. Other games of note, number 14 Iowa State at number 2 Kansas. Clemson 6-0 in ACC play will host Duke coming up 5 o'clock on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Pirates finally back home after a couple of road contests. They will be taking on South Florida at 1 o'clock. Former Pirate Tristan Newton and UConn, undefeated at home this year, will be at home against St. John's, and Marquette at Xavier. Big East showdown coming up Sunday in top 25 action in college basketball. NFL, we've got you covered all weekend long. A wild card weekend, and we've got 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and a Monday nighter for you on Saturday. At 4, it's the Seahawks and 49ers. Kickoff around 4:30, and then kickoff around 8:15 Saturday night for Chargers-Jags. Dolphins-Bills will play 1 o'clock on Sunday, followed by the Giants at Vikings. Nightcap is Ravens at Bengals, and then Monday night it'll be the Cowboys at the Buccaneers. We'll have all those games for you. We will discuss those games coming up in just a moment.
And we've got some news on the will they, won't they, as far as Sean McVay goes for the Rams. He has announced, or at least Adam Schefter is reporting on Twitter, that Sean McVay will return to the Rams next season.
All right, so that means we remain at 5 spots that teams that do not have head coaches. We'll talk about that with Tony Dunn in a moment as well. Carolina, Indianapolis, Denver, Houston, Arizona. We will not add the Rams to that list as Sean McVay is staying put there in L.A. So let's get our final break in this hour. We'll come back, talk NFL. We'll hear from our old friend C.J. Schaefer. Will join us on the Pit Electric Live line to make some picks with us as we talk wild card weekend and everything else going on in the NFL. That's on the way when we return. Pirate Radio Live, Hour 2 on a Friday. Back with you after this.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times with family and friends, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Always have fun, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Go Pirates!
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington is celebrating 40 years in business. That means big savings for you on your favorite men's and women's clothing and accessories. As you would expect, Rhonda has slashed prices 40% on select merchandise. Outerwear, slacks, assorted sportswear, and shoes for the men. Dresses, sweaters, blouses, and outerwear for the ladies. Celebrate 40 years with us and save 40% while it lasts. We're here because of you, and we thank you, our friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar with daily specials. And here's the lineup. Mondays feature $7 margaritas and half-price appetizers. Tuesday is stuffed seafood night. Wednesday is date night. Thursday is roasted smoked lamb chop night. Fridays is prime rib night. And Saturday is Italian night and is also Fred and Wilma night with our 36-ounce bone-in tomahawk steak just like the Flintstones. And on Sunday, it's our legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. To keep your bodies active and engaged in the activities that you love, you need a good stretch. And at Bodies in Balance, that's the mission they follow to give you the best quality of life. With years of experience, the team at Bodies in Balance can create a stretch or massage program that's right for you. Visit them at 3101 South Evans Street in Greenville or schedule a home visit to receive a stretch or massage in the comfort of your own home. Call today at 916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage appointment and check them out online at bodiesinbalance.com.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. And do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? We'll keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Isn't it ironic? Shirley, stat to consider.
Stats to consider.
Tony, you're a bit of a hockey guy, a little more than I am. Tony Dunn's here. Hey, Tony.
Hello.
Rod Brindamore is the 3rd fastest coach in NHL history to win 200 games. Man.
The Canes have done great under him. You know what I mean? They just win no matter what each year. It's just, can they get over the hump in the postseason?
They went from probably the longest playoff drought in the NHL to now it's one of those Braves 90s situations where it's regular season doesn't matter. What's going to happen when the postseason begins? Yeah. You just kind of wait till playoffs begin. So that's and that's a great place to be. It kind of stinks it's that way. But, like, man, they are having a lot of success.
I wanted to bring this up is, Shirley, kudos to you for the sound game yesterday. I would have destroyed it. I was in there getting all of them, man. I was getting all of them, and I was like, man, how could I beat Clip at anything like this?
It was infuriating. Well, for them, it's not that they didn't know it. They knew. They just didn't know.
Well, that's how I am with names. I know.
Do you think if you were under these bright lights in the hot seat, would that have changed anything?
I mean, maybe. That's usually when I screw up.
But no, I admit I did.
I got that PlayStation one, the one like from the PlayStation 2 or whatever.
Yeah,
was like one
now
of the
she
early.
said original PlayStation.
It was one of the early PlayStation.
I was a PS2 guy. I was a Super Nintendo guy. So like
I was a Sega Genesis guy. I had a PlayStation though. I had all of them. I had every PlayStation.
So what was the equivalent to PlayStation? 64.
Oh.
I guess I was a PlayStation guy. Yeah. Never mind. I lied. I choked. I admit. I mean, Netflix, that just shows you right there. I go through life not paying attention to any.
I got that Netflix one too. I was like, how do you guys not get this? The one though that it screwed me up, and I had to go take my kids home. Was the Tom and Jerry? I said Warner Brothers, like just kind of Warner Brothers cartoons, which is all of those cartoons, right?
But Tom and Jerry had a very specific theme. Yeah. But now, and if you go back and you listen to Looney Tunes, it sounds close, but it is very different.
It was fun. I liked it.
I hope
cool game, cool neat story,
cool neat game. I hope there are enough sounds from our lives that we can continue that.
I have actually done some research, and there are enough sounds to.
So turns out there's a lot of sounds in the world.
So Thursday we will have another episode.
Something to look forward to.
Name That Sound.
All right, Tony. No offense,
but be prepared to be offended.
I don't even think you'll be offended. Like, I didn't know, and I watched Red Zone. I didn't know if the Panthers won or lost until like 6 o'clock Sunday when I looked it up myself. And because it was such a meaningless game, it gets lost in the shuffle. And Washington, it was meaningful for Dallas, so I saw quite a bit of that because they kept showing Dak sucking. But, like, that Panthers-Saints game, if you were not looking for it, you weren't going to find it. It was not going to be discussed.
I'm still unclear if we won or lost, to be honest.
Did you watch the game?
Yes, I did.
What did anything happen in that game?
Yeah, we got smoked for 4 quarters, and then at the end, Sam Darnold led a touchdown drive.
Yeah.
That was it.
I mean,
missed field goal kick by the Saints, and just kept them in it.
I'll tell you how I reacted to Washington beating Dallas. I was pissed. So mad. That they wasted the week before, where if they'd have won the week before against Cleveland at home, they'd have been in the playoffs.
Same exact thing. I started the post-game show. I said, is this a win, a loss win, or a win loss? Because not only is it meaningless, but then you fall in the draft.
Yep.
It's just, and you really got beat the entire game too. So it was like, it was an odd game. Really a snoozer.
I guess the Panthers did finish with a pretty darn good division record, right?
We did
at
actually.
least 3-3. Was it 4-2 maybe?
1-1 against the Saints. 1-1 against
probably 3-3.
1-1 against the Bucks. 1-1 against the Falcons, and swept the Saints.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So 4-2.
Yep.
So there you go.
What's crazy is Steve Wilkes finished with 7 wins. I don't even know, but it's crazy how he's got more wins in any season than Matt Rule had, and he coached 12 games.
Have you been looking around, looking at these lists of best job openings at the moment, best positions if you were to take over? Because I see the Panthers at the very top of a lot of these lists people are making as far as what teams a coach should want to go to.
They are doing that simply based on division records.
You think so?
Yeah.
And draft capital, maybe? They're definitely not doing it based on quarterback situation.
No. I think you would go to, I think with Indianapolis, they're going to say, look, no quarterback, mess of a team, division that's got a surging Jaguars right now. But yeah, that one is, I think the Indianapolis.
Denver, if you want to talk about divisions, Denver, you got to face Herbert and
that's why
Mahomes.
That's why that's the worst job, because they also gave up a bazillion draft picks for Russell Wilson. I think Arizona is an attractive job. It's decent. It's a tough division, but not impossible. And Carolina is a good one if you could just get a quarterback. And, you don't have any, you got all your draft picks, so it's not a terrible spot. I tell you what is a terrible spot, I think, is Houston. And I know that's strange because they're picking how about those guys going and winning a game for the Gipper and getting out of first?
Apparently, Lovie Smith knew he was going to be fired before the game. So to win that game is awesome for you. And I hate the discussion about why are these players doing this, hurting their team. These guys, what are they going to tank so they can get overdrafted and then lose their job? The players are not going to lose on purpose.
No, they need to put on every good piece of tape they can together.
It's ridiculous.
What's wild, though, is just go pull up the Houston Texans roster. It is horrendous. I don't even know if I know any other name on that list other than Brandon Cooks and maybe one of these.
They like the rookie running back, Pierce, I believe his name is. Brandon Cooks at receiver. I couldn't name many other Texans.
You can look at the roster and still not know any of the guys. It's crazy.
It's not a good situation there in Houston.
How can the roster be that bad? And another kind of example of how anything that comes out of New England is tainted. Nick Caserio, who was a hot name, one that we thought that's who we wanted as our GM, and he has done absolutely nothing for the Texans. I guess he got him 3 first-round picks for.
Well, he hadn't been there very long, right?
At least 2 years.
Okay. So Carolina up there as far as job openings right now. Tony, what is the scuttlebutt on interviews and what's the latest? Nice sigh.
I know.
We got a Tony sigh.
Yeah. We started out with Jim Caldwell.
That is about as boring as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, a very good, a good hire, though. It would be a good hire. The only, I guess, concern for him, he's 67 years old.
How would that be a good hire?
He has been successful as a head coach in both places and as an offensive coordinator. I think he was the Eagles coordinator when they won the Super Bowl with Nick Folks. Is that his name?
First of all, his name is Nick Foles.
Foles.
Is he an offensive or defensive guy?
He's offense.
Well, Frank Reich was the coordinator.
All right, that's Caldwell was with he was with the Colts when they went to the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning.
Okay, yeah,
he took Detroit.
Now he did have a winning record with the Lions, and he took Detroit to the playoffs twice.
Yeah,
that right there should get him hired.
Yeah. They are interviewing Frank Wright. That's why I crossed my wires there, as he was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles and has had some success in Indianapolis. But
it's just kind of weird how that fell like it did.
Yeah, I think Frank Wright is more boring than Jim Caldwell almost. It's like he's just white Jim Caldwell.
Yeah. Do you want white Jim Caldwell or black Frank Wright?
Exactly. Then
Biggie Smalls was the black Frank White.
They interviewed Steve Wilkes. Now the names they've then put in are Ben Johnson, the Detroit Lions coordinator, offensive coordinator, Mike Kafka, the Giants offensive coordinator.
Mike Kafka, quarterback.
Yes. And Ben Johnson was a walk-on at Carolina, by the way.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Mike Kafka. Man, I hadn't heard that name in a while. How do I know that name?
I don't know.
Went to Northwestern and never really did it. I guess I just knew him at Northwestern from 05 to 09. Okay, anyway.
They put in a request to interview the Eagles coordinator, Stitchen, I think his name is. Offensive coordinator, and now supposedly Kellen Moore. Basically, they're interviewing every single offensive coordinator who has made the playoffs this year.
Okay. All right.
And then D'Amico Ryans, I think, may pop up. I think I saw his name pop up recently, as well as some people said that Gerard Mayo.
Just saw where he was being retained.
Yeah, but he's coming back to New England. They did put in a request to interview.
What is he, a coordinator?
He is like a linebackers coach.
Okay. I mean, he didn't get off the field that long ago. I still remember him as a player.
They said that he would be defensive coordinator if it wasn't just Bill Belichick's job. You're never going to get defensive coordinator there.
So, and again, just because we don't know these names, like at one point in time, nobody knew the name Vince Lombardi. Nobody.
Oh, come on.
What do you mean?
I mean, yeah, we didn't know it because we weren't born, but yeah, I mean.
Okay, fine. At one point in time, nobody knew the name Kyle Shanahan.
Right.
It was Mike's kid.
Yeah. I mean, not the best one.
Do you not understand my point?
Yes.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Everybody does start somewhere.
But these names are boring as hell. I was trying to give you a little lemonade with your lemons, but apparently you don't like lemonade.
I have been eating lemons all week.
Just sucking on them. Sucking lemons dry.
And you guys, the Commanders requested, they tried to get Caldwell to be their offensive coordinator, but he said no, he's only taking head coaching positions.
I didn't even know that. I just knew we fired North's boy. No more Scotty Turner.
Should probably fire Ron Rivera.
I know.
I don't know if Scott Turner was the problem.
I had that exact same thought because I was so mad seeing red at Rivera and Carson Wentz that I forgot when we sat here at this table and Brian Robinson was pounding the Giants' ass for 8 yards a carry, and then Scott Turner wants to run a triple reverse flea flicker. Remember that crap? So, yeah, Scott Turner does suck. I had to remind myself that he does suck.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Hey, Ron. Hey. Wings over Greenhalgh.
Yeah.
That'll put a smile on my face.
Wings over. Wings deliver. What is it?
Wings over delivers.
Yeah.
Wings over delivers. So there you go. Coaching update. Who's the man? Is your guy getting a fair shake? Interim
Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes.
No. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's the only. Like, he's just not going to get the job.
Really?
Probably not.
Huh.
Probably not. And I don't even know why Harbaugh is not being interviewed. It just drives me nuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After his 2-hour interview with Denver. I guess maybe
Mike P's got a good line, Tony.
What?
Every friend starts as a stranger, Tony. It's a great way to look at it, Mike P.
Mike, you're already my friend.
Sorry, you were saying?
I guess the strange part about Jim Harbaugh is him courting NFL teams so hard. Like, he's begging them.
Yeah, but he said he's coming back to Michigan.
So he just did it all just...
No, that statement he put out was talking about how he's... But the line he used was, while nobody can guarantee what's going to happen in the future, I see myself coaching Michigan. Like, he didn't say anything.
He courted the Vikings last year. And then he
wanted the job, right?
And then he reached out to the Panthers and the Broncos. Like, he's begging to...
Oh, he had a chat with Tepper? Yeah. Or what was that about? Yeah. Just like, let's hang out? Call.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, you want to interview me?
What are you doing? You up?
You up?
Have you seen Hunters?
I have.
Tony has.
It's very good.
Just recommend
Season 2 just came out.
All right, let's... anything else, Panthers, before we get to these playoff teams?
No.
Who has
no? Oh, I guess here is, will the Bears... I think one of the things that's going to be interesting, can the Carolina Panthers still get Justin Fields? I think there's two stories, right? Two is this. One is, like, do the Bears want to trade Justin Fields straight up for a first-round pick? Do they want to trade out of that number 1 pick? Both could be interesting to the Carolina Panthers. And then the other news that's been wild, and I've been saying my dream would be having Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And this story just continues to get more, I guess, contentious, like the relationship between them. And now Lamar is like super defending his injury. And he said it's a P2 sprain, verging on P3, and I want to be out there with my guys. But you got to wonder, is he, upset, or at least protecting himself as an investment? And if him going out there on the field, imagine what that, they're going to go play the Bengals. If they get smoked by the Bengals, that doesn't help his contract negotiations. If he gets hurt against the Bengals, that doesn't help his contract negotiation. The only thing is Lamar would have to go out there and pull off a one-man show and beat the Cincinnati Bengals in kind of an upset. That's the only way that he's going to come out of that looking positive.
All right, I'm going to be honest. I haven't read the whole article. I'm only reading clips. I'm only reading quotes. But Glenn told me about this earlier today. Pretty rare, Tony, for a player to come out and talk about a teammate in any kind of negative light. Just today, Jadeveon Clowney was apologizing for saying the Browns used preferential treatment to Myles Garrett. I don't know if you followed that story at all, but Clowney was butthurt on how he was like,
I'm supposed to be that. I'm used to being that guy.
He was like, they don't care about winning. They just want to get Garrett in the Hall of Fame, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. But so Sammy Watkins says, in this league, everybody's pretty much banged up, hurt. I don't want to speak for him in a situation and whatever he's going through with the contracts. I don't know what world he's in. But for me, you got a chance to do something special. We all know with Lamar Jackson out there, this team is really freaking good. Special things can happen. He can wheel this team to a Super Bowl. I don't think he's thinking about it that way. So
what does that really mean? It's like almost like I want to say he's being critical, and then is he trying to, at the end?
It says that's a question if he's healthy or not. I don't know. I haven't been watching him. For him to even talk about it, though, is
particularly when this guy has missed more time than any player probably in NFL history.
So maybe he just got rolling and was in a conversation and stuff, but I don't know. It's very odd that he would bring that up.
Didn't they just sign him again?
Who?
The Ravens?
Watkins?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was on an NFL roster until this Sunday when I was watching Red Zone.
It's been recent. He was a recent addition.
Because he was with the Packers.
Yeah.
Earlier this year. We've got some transfer portal news that we will discuss when we return, and we'll make some picks and enjoy some Wings Over Greenville. We got Wings Over Greenville in the house. Awesome. Wild card weekend food for this weekend, and I'm gonna sample some and let you know how it is. We got portal news regarding ECU football players. I got to update my list. And we got picks when we return after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Ottavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Ottavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Ottavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit OttavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Ottavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Ottavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Brian Buck with Buck Insurance Agency. This season, when you attend your favorite sporting event, take the game day pledge. If your team is playing, win or lose, support your team to the end of the game. When you leave early, you risk missing your favorite athlete making the play of their career. When our family buys a ticket, we always plan to stay to the very end. Take the game day pledge this season with Buck Insurance Agency. Play to the end, stay to the end.
Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington is celebrating 40 years in business. That means big savings for you on your favorite men's and women's clothing and accessories. As you would expect, Rhonda has slashed prices 40% on select merchandise: outerwear, slacks, assorted sportswear, and shoes for the men, dresses, sweaters, blouses, and outerwear for the ladies. Celebrate 40 years with us and save 40% while it lasts. We're here because of you, and we thank you, our friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Yo, ho, you're listening to Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Christie's Euro Pub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have lunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. For the latest information, check Christie's out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or Christie'sEuropub.com. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint today at Christie's Euro Pub. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
Shirley, you'll get some garlic parm fries before they're gone. I think we saved you a little bit.
I will as soon as I can get to a stopping point.
Tenders as well. And I'm not a blue cheese guy, but something about Wings Over Greenville's blue cheese. I think they make it with love. I think that's what I taste. It's really good. But Wings Over Greenville, great football food for this weekend. So go and grab your favorites. So many great flavors. I enjoy, once again, on the side, some garlic parm tots or fries. But can't go wrong with Wings Over Greenville. Tony Dunn already enjoying it as well.
There's nothing wrong with fried chicken.
Ever. All right, we are going to head out to the Pit Electric Live line in a moment and welcome on our old friend CJ Schaefer. But before we do, I got to update my list of outgoing ECU football players from 2022. Stephen Igo tweets out a few minutes ago that ECU defensive lineman Emmanuel Hickman and the rocked up one, Rick DeBrew, along with wide receiver Tajee Hudson, came in as a quarterback, moved over to receiver, have all entered the transfer portal, and could be some playing time issues here. Hickman certainly played a key role, and Rick DeBrew at times got in the doghouse. We saw him on the field a little bit this season, but really thought he'd make a much bigger impact for ECU. Tajee Hudson just never got on the field and thought he could develop and grow into a wide receiver. We saw him out there in the bowl game and had a thought that, okay, maybe this could lead to something, but just never, we're not going to find out if it will or not because he is gone. Those three entering the transfer portal. So I was wrong earlier today when I said no portal entries for ECU because here are three right now. All right, we have CJ Schaefer joining us on the Pit Electric Live line. Not a true Pirate Radio employee joining us. CJ, how you doing, man?
I was doing good until I heard you not even give me a chance to defend myself before you started going.
Well, are you here?
I am now, and I have nothing to say. So,
I mean, you're not physically here. Where are you in the United States talking to us from?
Currently from Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, we don't have an Atlanta satellite studio down there, CJ. So who are you working with now?
Well, first off, you can always put a second office down here. Second, I work for Turner Sports now.
With Charles Barkley?
No, not with Charles Barkley. But I do work in the same building as Charles Barkley.
You ever see Charles and Kenny and EJ and Shaq?
I have seen Ernie Johnson, not the rest of them.
Oh, all right. What are you doing, CJ? Let everybody know.
I am doing social media for March Madness men's basketball. It's been a blast so far. I'm only a few months in, but I've had a great time and met a lot of cool people, done a lot of cool stuff. Just having a great time.
And I know the answer to this, but just to let everybody know, has the March Madness official account on social media, which has a lot of eyeballs, a lot of followers, a lot of views, has it tweeted about East Carolina basketball this season?
We certainly have. I'm trying to push East Carolina men's basketball as much as I can. Unfortunately, that's not very much. They won't allow me to go very far. But I don't remember how long ago this game was. I guess a couple weeks ago against Temple. I want to say it was at home. The half-court buzzer beater that put ECU, I think, up one at the break or whatever the score was at that time. That ended up going up around the March Madness social media accounts, and it did some pretty good numbers. I want to say it ended up on Twitter with like 40,000 views, so it did pretty well.
Yeah, good to get ECU on the main stage.
You could sneak them in inadvertently sometimes, like how Cincinnati hit like 43s against them.
True.
Yeah, you can be like, hey, this team ECU just let up 67% three-point shooting.
Yeah, they would be featured a lot more if you guys wanted to see the negative.
Positive only. CJ,
clip.
Speaking of positive, all of our teams won their last game of the season. A lot of momentum heading into 2023. I'm just kidding about momentum. Nobody cares. Do you care, CJ, that Mike Tomlin kept the streak alive for not having a losing record?
Yes, I do. Partially for my own pride, and partially because, I'll kind of switch it a little bit. I was a little bit happy. You always want to make the playoffs, but I was okay with the Steelers missing the playoffs because, I mean, look, we would have been the 7th seed, played Buffalo. It wouldn't have been pretty. So I would rather take a win, finish 9-3, and that 9-8, and that 9-8 actually ended up being 7-2 after the Steelers bye week. So I mean, I know you just did get done saying you don't care about momentum, but
it's different with your team than ours because you have Kenny Pickett, and the Steelers certainly look good second half of the season. In fact, I've heard this conversation. I'll bring it up to you guys. Who would you rather have in the playoffs? In the AFC, it was down to, let's see, Patriots, Dolphins, Steelers. In the NFC, it was down to Lions, Packers, Seahawks. So pick one for each one. Tony, AFC. Who would you rather have in this game versus Buffalo? Patriots, Dolphins, Steelers?
Patriots.
My answer would be Pittsburgh. How about NFC? Green Bay, Detroit, Seattle. Who would you rather see against the Niners?
I was rooting for Green Bay because of that wild comeback they were going to make.
I was hoping for Detroit. Either way, none of the teams we wanted were in. CJ, I noticed something. When you were here physically picking games, you crapped on the Steelers all season. But when you left, every week I would get a text from you picking the Steelers. But that says, I guess, the kind of season they had in the second half of the season, right?
Yep, I noticed that too a couple times. There were periods like 3 or 4 weeks in a row where I was sending you my.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
See, and the Steelers were my pick both weeks. But the thing is, I was picking the Steelers, and they were winning. I mean, like I said, 7-2 after the bye week to end the season. I mean, that's nothing to brush off. I mean, and if we're being realistic, obviously the Steelers are the team I obviously would have wanted to see go into the playoffs if I had my pick. But we would have been blown out by Buffalo. But it would have been a nice feather in the cap to go from 2-6 and turn the season completely around and go back to the playoffs.
All right, we got to make picks. We're running out of time here.
What a juxtaposition between the mild-mannered CJ and how are them freaking Pirates?
Yeah, could you tell Mike Houston to calm down back there, Shirley?
Yeah, that was my fault. I was trying to type something. I was using the wrong keyboard. This is what happens when you have 3 keyboards over here and you're trying to figure out which one is supposed to go where.
That was good stuff. All right, let's go. First of all, I caught CJ. I went 13-3 last week to CJ's 10-6, and I caught him. We both finished with 151 wins on the year. Tony Dunn finishing second with 160. Chandler at 164. So Chandler, our regular season picks champion, he has texted me his picks, and we will get to those right now, starting with Saturday. Seahawks at 49ers. Something unique about these playoffs, they're all rematches from the regular season, every single one. 49ers swept Seattle in the regular season, and they will win again coming up on Saturday.
Agreed. It's been Purdy.
It has been Purdy work. CJ.
I agree. I'm going to take the 49ers. I don't think it'll be particularly close.
My NFC representative in the Super Bowl back in August, and my representative today.
Have they been better with Brock Purdy?
Yes. They have been absolutely. I think they won 10 in a row.
That's
absolutely
crazy.
Rolling right now. All right. There are 3 games this week that are basically double-digit point spreads. There are 3 games this week that are within a field goal. Here's one that's within a field goal. I've been going back and forth on this one all week. Chargers at Jaguars. Jags won 38-10. Kind of a weird one. I think Herbert was banged up. But in the regular season, Jacksonville hammered L.A. Tony, who you got in this one?
I don't know. I don't know. You guys pick first.
I want the Jags to win. I might change my mind.
That's who I'm cheering for, I think.
By Saturday, but I'm going to take the Chargers. CJ.
I think Mike Williams being announced out today, I think it's not nothing. I mean, that's a big, explosive player who makes a difference offensively and is almost exclusively the big play guy for the team. So if not him, then where? So I think the Jacksonville story can continue, and it might be picking with my heart maybe because I think it'd be more fun, but I'm going to take Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jacksonville.
I'm excited to see Herbert Lawrence duel it out on a Saturday night in the playoffs.
Herbert's going to throw like 500 yards, and Trevor Lawrence is going to win. They're going to win by 20 and have like 192 yards passing. He has driven me nuts in Prize Picks this year.
Lawrence?
Yeah.
All right, Sunday, Dolphins at Bills. They split during the regular season, but that doesn't matter at all because there's no Tua. So I will take Buffalo as a hefty favorite.
I think we're all going to take Buffalo. And that's the only reason I didn't say the Dolphins as the team I wanted to see is just because we have to look at the Skyler guy or whatever.
Yeah.
The wife from Breaking Bad.
That's what I think of, too. CJ, you taking the upset here?
No, Buffalo by a lot.
I wonder if we're making a mistake because we're not going to pick upsets in these big spread games, and one of them could.
Not in that one.
All right, Giants at Vikings. The smart money, as I listen to shows and podcasts and things, apparently is on New York. Everybody likes New York. I understand why you want to fade the Vikings here, but I'm not going to do it. I don't think.
Why? Why do you?
Why do I what?
Why do you fade the Vikings?
Because of Kirk Cousins, because they have a negative point differential. Like they have a fool's gold record. By the way, this is a fraud off. I've called both of these teams kind of fake all year. I'm going to take the Vikings at home. They won in a good one in Minnesota in the regular season, 27-24. I will take the Vikings on Sunday.
Same.
CJ.
You did just get done mentioning one of these teams is going to pull off the upset, and this is the one I'm going to go with.
All right.
Somebody has to do it. I'm going to go with the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, this has kind of become the trendy underdog pick this week. And
they've been bad down the stretch, though.
Who?
The Giants.
Not
They haven't
necessarily.
been great.
They got waxed by Philly, but they beat Washington, tied with Washington. They're not that good. That's why they've been bad. I mean, they're not good. The Vikings got to win this game.
I agree.
Come on.
I agree.
Relative to their position, I would wager to say these are two of the most unimpressive teams in the playoffs.
Yeah. Ravens at Bengals. They split during the regular season. That doesn't matter because Lamar Jackson is not playing. And talk about a hot team coming into the playoffs. In the NFC, it's the Niners. In the AFC, it is the Bengals. I will take Cincinnati.
Same here. And, man, are the Bengals going back to the Super Bowl? That'd be crazy.
I hope not, because I had a tweet last year that said Joe Burrow is Dan Marino. Made the Super Bowl early in his career, lost, and never goes back to the Super Bowl.
I know. You would hate for that one tweet to just be wrong.
I know. I mean, it would be brutal.
So you're going to hate the Bengals for the rest of time.
I have to root against them.
I have to root for my tweets.
Chandler's taking the Bengals. CJ.
I am also taking the Bengals.
And Monday night, Chandler is taking the Bucks at home. CJ, who are you taking? Bucks, Cowboys?
I'm going to take the Cowboys. I don't really like either of these teams that much either, but I just think the Cowboys have more.
If both teams play their best, Dallas wins. The problem is Dallas hadn't looked their best in a long time. Dak Prescott has looked awful. I just think they're better, and I'm taking Dallas on the road, even though the Bucs dominated in the regular season opener this year.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys as well. I think the Cowboys, they just have to have a better than average game, and they can beat the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are going to have to play so much better than they've played for the all season to win this game. I mean, and you're not going to have Mike Evans catch 3 touchdowns against them. I mean, I just can't see that happening.
CW, our fellow Bucs fan friend, Tony, said that as long as we're within like 10 to 14 points at halftime, we got a chance.
If you're only down 2 scores in the fourth quarter, they do have a chance. And the other thing is, why don't they just let Tom Brady run no huddle the entire game? And not that you have to be a hurry up, but just I feel like they can't substitute defensively. He calls the plays, and he just dissects people so quickly. They've been so good in the fourth quarter. If they could probably just play the fourth quarter, they would be like undefeated.
Is the coach that loses this game on the hot seat, CJ? Or will they both be back regardless?
I'm going to say a warm seat heading into the next year, but I'm not going to say their job is in danger no matter the outcome here.
I think they both could be fired after this game, regardless. I mean, if the Cowboys lose, you don't know what's going to happen. Kind of like the downward spiral of this team. McCarthy, he's just a wet noodle.
Well, Jerry only does it if he knows he's got, Peyton or Harbaugh or something coming, right?
And he could get either.
Yeah.
He could get either. And then I think you should just fire Todd Bowles, period.
Yeah, brutal year. All right, CJ, good to hear from you.
Yep, good to hear from you guys as well. Thank you for having me on.
Keep up the madness work. And we're
tell Barkley I said what's up.
Later. There is CJ Schaefer joining us from Hotlanta. Tony, y'all got content this weekend?
Just the Friday free-for-all tonight, but no, thank God.
Get a break on
Sundays.
Sundays.
I'm just going to, watch football.
You get to watch 3 football games.
It's going to be great.
Yep.
And I don't have to go to work on Monday?
Wow.
What?
Big weekend for Tony Dunn. Thanks for joining us, Tony.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll take a time out, come back. Brian North joins us. We'll talk about the recent portal additions for ECU football. 3 names just dropping. Manny Hickman, Rick DeBrew, Tajee Hudson. We'll talk about that. And talk some hoops as well with North when we return after this.
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for $11.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hey Pirate fans, did you know there are thousands of special needs children and adults right here in our community that loves ECU athletics as much as you do? Robbie's Clubhouse is a local nonprofit organization that can turn your unused ECU tickets into a fun day for a family with special needs. If you can't make it to the next Pirate game, simply call 1-800-DIAL-ECU and donate and designate your tickets for Robbie's Clubhouse. Go Pirates!
This is Jeremy Lewis, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. ECU football alum Dakota Marshall is the owner of First and Goal Hauling, and with a fleet of dump trucks, he does it all. He hauls dirt, asphalt, stone, and a whole lot more. And with First and Goal Hauling, it is a touchdown every time. Follow First and Goal Hauling on Facebook today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. I was called during the break and reprimanded by a friend and listener who was talking about my smacking and chewing and heavy breathing during that last segment while I ate these wings over Greenville. And I will apologize for the unpleasant sounds coming through your speakers. I will not apologize for being true to who I am, true to myself. I am not going to sit up here and tell you to go buy or eat a product that I wouldn't eat myself. So I'm eating it, enjoying it. I've gone through an entire blue cheese cup here. I'm almost done with my plate. I'm going to be real with you. And if this food sucks, I'll tell you it sucks. But it's the opposite. It's awesome, and I want to eat more of it. And I'm going to, and you should too, Wings Over Greenville. Again, I apologize for the unattractive sounds, but I will not apologize for being me, a fat kid at heart, and a Wings Over Greenville fan. Brian North joins us on the Pit Electric Live line. Hello, Brian.
What's going on, sir?
What are you chewing on over there?
The terrorists and I just stopped in at some Bohangles.
There you go.
They're good. I apologize for the screaming that's about to happen as I get them out of the car.
It reminds me, Shirley, of when we had Todd Graffinini on that time, and Todd was like, basically, we can do this interview until the kids just, lose it and start screaming. Right. I was like, all right, cool. And sure enough, we went 8, 10, 11. But, like, we hit that 12th minute, and it was just nonstop crying and screaming. And he was like, all right, got to go. So if that does happen, Brian, just hang up the phone.
Okay.
Fair enough. We've got some portal entries. Oh, I got a stat to consider real quick, Charlotte. Stat to consider. I might need to revise one of my picks that I just made. Trevor Lawrence has never, ever lost on a Saturday.
Unbelievable!
College, pro, high school, middle school, rec league. Undefeated lifetime on Saturdays.
Well, that ain't edge.
What does that mean, Brian, for Chargers, Jaguars? Do you take any stock in that stat?
No, not where he is now. Look, they've won 5 in a row. They're playing well, but just the gut feeling in me, which could be the spicy fries I just ate, but the gut feeling I've had for a few days now is that it's because Jacksonville's the trendy pick now. Something about LA's defense. I guess they're going to give Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence fits, and he's going to lose for the first time on a Saturday.
Well, speaking of trendy picks, the Giants are a trendy pick, and I am going opposite of that one as well. Are you jumping on board with that trendy upset for this weekend?
No. Daniel Jones, first playoff game, and quarterbacks in their first playoff games, what were they, 0-3 if their name was not Joe Burrow last year? So I just something about and going against. But the thing is, Kirk Cousins has his prime time issues as well.
Yeah.
But no, I just don't think the Giants have quite enough talent yet, and I think Minnesota's got a lot of it. So unless Kirk goes all prime time Kirk Cousins, then maybe there's some issues. But no, I would go Minnesota on that one.
As much as I'm looking forward to that quarterback matchup Saturday night, Herbert and Lawrence under the lights slinging it around in a playoff game, I am not looking forward to Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins on a Sunday. It's just that's not doing it for me. All right, back to the ECU news. Brian North joining us on the Pit Electric Live line with the kids in tow. 3 more portal entries. There's a list of 23 players that I compiled, Brian, of players that were on the 22 roster that will not be on the 23 roster. Make that 26 now because defensive lineman Emmanuel Hickman and Rick DeBrew, along with wide receiver Tajee Hudson, all going to the portal according to Stephen Igo.
Wow. The Hickman one surprises me. I thought he was primed to be. But I think this is what happens, though. There's this recruiting going on now. Yeah, I hear you. Let's go.
We all hear you.
Get out? Are you going to get out? You sound like Hickman when you said you were going to go and transfer. So I'm surprised by him, but that's the recruiting that's going on these days, is that they have universities that are saying, we're going to make you better. And I always cannot figure out.
Brian, do you need to go?
Get the flower now? What am I doing for you? No, you're not getting iced tea. You'll be up all night. What is wrong with you? All right, here, take the tea. Go.
Oh, man.
What's happening, and we saw this with Avery Jones, and what I'm hearing was, Illinois recruited Avery Jones. He says he's going there, and they're all happy that they stole him away, telling him that he could not make it to the NFL at ECU. He had to go to a Big Ten school, so he does. And then all of a sudden Auburn says, if you want to go to the NFL, come here. So we're seeing some of that backdoor dealings of people saying you cannot get to the NFL if you stay at the university you're at. I think that's some of the recruiting tactics we're seeing right now. So,
well, and it's a trickle-down effect from everything. I mean, ECU can use that for, like, Winstead at Toledo, right? Like, hey,
correct.
We got more eyeballs on us than Toledo. Come here. So,
yeah, right. No, it's gonna be a whole new interesting way of recruiting now and using some of those tools. And I think we're also going to be seeing a lot of the what do you call them? Hangers-on, middlemen.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of those, which we used to see in basketball with people making the connections. The side men. We're going to see a lot of that.
So a coach is trying to, talk to a kid, but the person that answers the phone is the uncle or the representative of the client.
Right.
Yeah.
People working backdoor deals, so the kid doesn't have to actually say, no, I haven't talked to them. But, you go through the side uncle and pay him a little bit of money on the side that doesn't have to be reported to Uncle Sam. You get in that way. So there's all sorts of crazy stuff that's going to happen now with the portal.
Brian North joining us, Pitt Electric Live Line. Brian, we'll let you run here in a minute or two real quick. Some hoops. East Carolina back in action at home, trying to get a bad taste out of their mouths after what happened with a lot of three-pointers going up in their mouths against Cincinnati the other night. They'll take on South Florida on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Couple big games tomorrow in the ACC. One in Raleigh. Remember, Brian, we talked about, NC State knocking off Duke, and I thought you brought up a good point. All right, give me Virginia Tech coming up this weekend, because NC State's got letdown written all over it. Credit to Keats and the Wolfpack. They go win that game in Blacksburg. Now they got ranked Miami trying to make this 3 in a row, and if they do that, you start to take them serious, right?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it's one of those deals where just when you think you're going to buy into them, they'll disappoint you. So go with caution, but no, all of a sudden now 2 in a row. I got Miami at home. Let's see what happens. See, there's no dominant team. Who gets hot at the right time? So no, NC State, good a chance as anybody right now. So when you start thinking that way, that's when they'll disappoint you. But noon tip-off, we'll see what happens when they take on Jim Larinaga in Miami. That'll be kind of interesting.
And how about 6-0 Clemson trying to get to 7-0? All they got to do is knock off Duke in Little John coming up on Saturday. Clemson still undefeated. Will they get out of the weekend undefeated?
I've been saying that all week. First place Clemson seems so weird to say when you're talking basketball, not football. So, and I haven't paid attention to what's making them so good, but I figured we're going to find out how good they are when they host Duke, who's always seemed to kind of have their number, especially at Little John. So I will start paying attention now in January to Clemson, and when they host Duke. If they go and beat Duke tomorrow, then all of a sudden I'm a believer.
North, get back to the girls. That was super impressive to conduct this interview with all that going on behind you. So thank you for joining us, man, and good luck to you.
They ran opposite directions. I locked the little one in the house, so I don't know how long she'd been screaming, and the big one somehow survived a trip to the tool shed and didn't get cut, and he's not going to the hospital. So we're good. We're all good right now.
Everybody's alive. That is good.
Now,
North, have a good weekend, buddy.
Interview. Supposed to be driving. All right, Clipper. We'll talk to you later, brother.
See you, man. Brian North, fathering and talking sports with us here on Pirate Radio Live. The Chan Man has returned. Our buddy Randolph on YouTube said, "What's up, Clip, Tony, Dunn, and Shirley? Where is Chandler? Is he taking the day off?" The opposite, Randolph.
I'm taking the day on.
He wasn't working. He wasn't here at work because he was working. So, but he's back.
I'm working inside my working.
That's right.
I've got jobs inside my job.
And, of course, Randolph disagreed with my Dallas pick. He said, Dak don't win the big game.
Dak don't win the big game.
He's overpaid. And he calls them Daks. Daks don't win the big game.
Daks don't win the big game, Clip.
So, look, I don't have any joy taking Dallas. Have you watched the Bucks play this year? They stink. I don't know. I don't like either one.
Who was the person that got on you about your chewing and your smacking?
Take a guess.
Is it a guy that comes on the show each week?
Yes.
He doesn't have any hair, does he?
Nope.
Okay. I got it.
All right. Enough? You're good? You got enough clues?
I'm good. Did we just do a detective segment there?
We did, yep.
He's on the run.
Let's take a break. When we return, we will talk to Morgan Ahlers, talk more playoffs, Pirate Hoops, and more. Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, after this.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime.
Mom! Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out? That was me. I sent it from my phone. I think your socks are on fire.
Ah!
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to delcorinc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays, Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at familianc.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case, cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers in Greenville at Bells Fort and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you, fully stocked for hour number 3. Chandler Honeycutt back. Also full bellies. Wings over Greenville, dropping off some big, juicy tenders. And waffle fries to die for, both Cajun spiced and garlic parm.
Delicious.
Delish. Awesome.
Sorry, Chandler. I apologize for eating all the garlic parm. I didn't leave any for you.
What? I'm actually cutting out bread and stuff like that.
Oh.
So you went all chicken?
Mm-hmm.
All chicken diet?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, well, good, because I ate them all.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm cutting all that out right now.
Doubleheader Saturday, tripleheader Sunday. Make it a Wings Over Greenville day. Morgan Ahlers joins us now on the Pitt Electric Live line. He'll be at Minges Coliseum coming up Sunday on the PA mic. So we'll talk some hoops, some football as well. What's up, Morgan?
Good afternoon, Clip Brock.
One thing we haven't discussed.
Today, it's Friday, and I'm talking to Pirate Radio Live. Life is good.
I mean, it don't get no better. One thing we haven't discussed today, Morgan, we brought it up, but the Hula Bowl. And I guess we'll have some eyeballs on that this weekend with Holton Ahlers and Noah Henderson down there. We talked to Holton Ahlers about the Hula Bowl, and he said that the week leading up to it is, as important, if not more important than the game, because you're getting reps in, you're in front of scouts, you're talking to folks affiliated with teams, and get the networking part of it. So have you talked to Holt at all? How's the week gone from that aspect for him?
It's funny because I think we've talked one time. We've texted back and forth. We're on a group chat with the family, and he's been extremely busy. Left Monday, got down there, got all signed in, all the measurements and all the pre-Hula Bowl stuff that they do, and then he had a couple meetings with some teams Monday, and then they practiced for the first time Tuesday, and literally was going after practice Tuesday, I think Wednesday. He had meetings with different teams, and they do a lot of the evaluations and the testing as far as, I guess, questions. They put them all through these questions of scenarios, not only football but life. And he made the comment, he said, I've never been this tired physically and mentally. And, so they put that down. And then yesterday, most of the scouting and that stuff was done, and they were focusing on the game. And it's had a great week down there. And, I think they're ready for the game tomorrow. It's 12 o'clock. I believe it's on CBS Sports Network. So should be fun to watch. They're going to be splitting it up between three quarterbacks on each team. And, he's going to get some reps and go out there, have some fun, and come back and have a doctor's visit next week. So.
Yeah, that's right. He'll have one of his buddies protecting him, or at least one of the quarterbacks in that game, Noah Henderson, there as well. So a couple of Pirates to keep an eye on in the Hula Bowl coming up this weekend. I guess the highlight of the week, Morgan, I don't know, at least for me and maybe you as well, is Holton Ahlers got to get a photo op with Ron Simmons, and you posted that last night. That was awesome, Morgan.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They had the Hula Bowl Hall of Fame, and Ron Simmons, of course, was a college Hall of Famer down at Florida State, and before he started his wrestling career, and he was inducted along, I think, with Bobby Bowden, among some others, in the Hula Bowl Hall of Fame, and that was kind of cool. And he sent me that picture, and Big Ron still looks like he could handle business, and that was a pretty cool picture. And you look at the size of Ron Simmons' hands; they're massive. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't want to fight him. I know wrestling or whatever, but still, big dude. That was a cool picture, though. He had a great time last night.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Morgan Ahlers joining us, Pitt Electric Live line. Morgan, let's talk playoffs real quick. I don't know. I don't want to ask the same question to everybody that's on. Let's go for the grand finale here. Who's coming out of the NFC? Who's coming out of the AFC?
AFC, I'm still torn. I think it's going to be between Kansas City and Buffalo. I still think Buffalo's going to be right there. And then NFC, I'm kind of leaning toward Philadelphia. I think they're playing really well right now. I think that's going to be the Super Bowl between Philly versus the winner of the Kansas City-Buffalo game.
And I did see on Twitter today, remember the epic game last year between Allen and Mahomes, and this year in overtime, even if a team scores a touchdown, the opposing team will get the football. So there's a change that I think is a good change, Morgan. At least both offenses will get to see the field in OT in the playoffs.
We talked about this last year, and I'm sorry, if you're going to have an overtime period, and let both teams play the full time. If it's going to be a 10-minute overtime period, if the team goes down and scores, it takes 9.5 minutes to score. The other team's got 9.5 minutes to stop them. If they can do that, and whatever. I just think that you need to play the full overtime period. But at least they did make the change this year that team scores a touchdown, doesn't automatically win the game. It's better, but it's still not the way it should be. I mean, that's just my opinion. Nobody's going to listen to me, so thank you for listening to me, Cliff.
I listened to every word you just said, Morgan.
Except for the Cliff part, but that's okay.
I did miss that part. Morgan Ahlers joining us on the Pitt Electric Live Line back in Minges Coliseum. First home game in a while for the Pirates, and they need a home game, and they need a win, Morgan, coming off 3 straight losses. And the last one, their worst performance in AAC play this season, although I guess you could say the best performance by an opponent in AAC play, because if you give up 10 three-pointers in the first half and 14 for the game, you're probably not going to win a lot of those games. Cincinnati was just red hot shooting the other night. Pirates will try to hope some luck goes their way when they take on South Florida on Sunday.
Yeah, they go to Memphis, and they play last weekend in Memphis, and they're leading at halftime. They come out and I think it was like a 25-point to nothing run at one point. So obviously you can't do that. Expect to really have a chance to come back and win. They did play well toward the end of the game, but Cincinnati came out and just lightning on fire, and they kept shooting the ball and kept making it. East Carolina got down and never really had a chance in that game. But this is a team that's still learning how to win. This is a team that's still, I guess, learning the pieces of the puzzle that you have to be successful. And Coach Schwartz and his staff are really trying to do a good job with that. I think, we've talked about it. The Pirates can shoot the ball with anybody, but they're just not consistent doing so right now. And they have to find a way to do that. And hopefully Sunday they can do that in Minges Coliseum, 1 o'clock. It should be a great game. And hopefully the Pirates can find a way to win. They desperately need one.
No doubt. Looking forward to some live basketball action in Minges coming up on Sunday. Pirates and Bulls. Morgan Ahlers joining us, Pitt Electric Live Line. Morgan, I know you'll have an eye on the Hula Bowl this weekend. What else you got going
on? This weekend is just football, which is kind of nice. Watch the Hula Bowl, watch the playoffs tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and then Sunday is pretty much football, which is kind of nice because in a few weeks there's not going to be a whole lot of football.
You sound like John Madden right now.
I like football.
Get it while you can. Don't take it for granted. It will be gone before too long. Morgan, thanks for joining us, man. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot, Clip, and enjoy the football.
I love football. Thank you, Morgan. Morgan Ahlers joining us today. Holton Ahlers participating in the Hula Bowl, along with Noah Henderson. So a couple Pirates there. And a few Pirates on the way out. Talked about it a moment ago. Got to add them to the list. Rick DeBrew, Emmanuel Hickman, and Taji Hudson entering the transfer portal. So that now makes 26 Pirates who were on the team last year that will not be on the 2023 ECU football roster. That number keeps growing. The number of incoming players will continue to grow as well. When we return, we will talk some hoops, or hear some hoops talk, because we'll hear what Mike Schwartz had to say earlier today. Pirates staying in town finally to take on South Florida after 2 straight road games. So good to be back home. We'll hear what Mike Schwartz had to say and open up the booty bag, make you a winner when we return after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holton Ahlers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers, or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel, on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903, and both locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. And Country Mart fuels you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Friday. Mike Schwartz has the same birthday as my sister, September 25th.
Oh, wow.
Mike Schwartz, not a true pirate, not even a true Longhorn. Do you know Mike Schwartz transferred from Sonoma State to Texas? Quitter.
What is the mascot for Sonoma State?
Surely, everybody knows that. What a dumb question that is. Everybody knows that they're the Seawolves.
How do you not know?
The most common mascot name out there.
So he's not a true Seawolf.
Their logo?
Ever.
All right, what do you think the Sonoma State Seawolves logo is? Just take a guess. Like, how would you draw that logo? What do you got, Ryan?
He said a shark with fur.
A shark.
A shark.
I mean, you're
They
not
always
far
go
off.
forward. You never see a shark and a wolf in the
It's
same.
like a wolf jumping into
Macmillan.
It's a wolf jumping into a wave. When have you been to the beach and seen a wolf in the ocean?
Oh, look at that beach wolf.
Holy crap, kids.
Oh, my God, there's a beach
Get
wolf
out
over
of the
there.
water. It's a beach wolf. The Sonoma State Sea Wolves.
Brian said it's David Hasselwolf.
Some people stand in the darkness. Some people howl at the moon.
I'm talking about freedom.
Wow, the Sea Wolves. All right. So anyway, Mike Schwartz transferred from there to Texas. Mike Schwartz played in one game for Rick Barnes during the 98-99 season.
We need to ask Mike Schwartz about the beach wolves.
About this, yeah.
We need to ask him if he ever witnessed a beach wolf.
And they have two mascots at the game. They had a wolf and a giant wave. And they had to, like, stand beside each other the whole game. And if the wolf moved over, the wave had to follow him. And vice versa. Yeah. I don't know. I want a hat. I want a lid. Why am I talking about Mike Schwartz? Because we heard from him earlier today. East Carolina will take on South Florida coming up Sunday, 1 o'clock, Minges Coliseum. Here's what he had to say ahead of the matchup with South Florida.
We were able to fight, and midway through the first half, we had it, tie ball game, and, then they hit 3 straight threes and take a 9-point lead, and just from there it was hard for us to regain traction.
Are you noticing, some of these players are improving too? Can that happen as well, even in losses? Like, do they not go hand in hand?
Yeah, great point. Absolutely. Javon had not played some of his best basketball in the previous 4 games, and Javon looked like, really looked like how he had looked prior, right before conference started and really early in conference. So, absolutely, he took a step up, and, you just look at some, Brandon didn't have his best game, but we've gone back and looked at the film and seen some areas that Brandon can be better. Same thing with Ezra. But, Brandon's going to expect that. Brandon's one of the leading rebounders in the league, and so teams are going to put a target on him in terms of blocking him out and being physical with him and understanding that he can stretch the floor and he can also play inside. So they did a good job of that. Give Cincinnati credit. But there's no doubt Brandon will be better for it because that's how you have to grow. And the list goes down. Quentin DeBunje has one of his better games that he's had in over a month. And I think Quentin is going to come. Ben came in and did some good things. So you're definitely going to find the positives to build on. But win or lose, we got to go correct some things, and we're going to do that.
When a player like that, you said, does have a target on their back, does that just mean, are they seeing different things in games they haven't usually experienced? What kind of goes along with working through that?
Yeah, great point. I think scouting, when you talk about when we sit in and we get ready to prepare for South Florida, or we were preparing for Cincinnati, you go down and you really look at offensively who they're running their offense through, what do they like to do, tendencies, same thing defensively, whether it's a strong defender or a defender that we want to try and attack. It's no different. So they look at Javon and they say, well, his ball screen usage rate or his running their offense through him is at a very high rate, so they want to make it difficult for him. Brandon Johnson's averaging 3+ offensive rebounds a game. Well, we got to really hit him every shot. We got to block him out, keep him off the glass. Sometimes they were sending 2 guys to hit him. If there's an extra guard, our point guard doesn't crash, they send him down and they jam him with the second block out. So you can see that on film, and when you go back and watch it after, now the question becomes for Javon, Brandon, Ezra, whomever it may be, can you elevate what you're doing well beyond the defensive intensity that you're going to face? And that's scouting, that's conference play, so you definitely grow from that stuff.
You only turned the ball over 10 times, which is a heck of a lot less than whatever the last game was. Were you pretty thrilled with their ability to move the ball and take care of it?
I thought we had really good movement. If you look at the first 4 possessions of the game at Cincinnati, we had rim shot, Ezra, we didn't convert. We had a paint pull-up shot for RJ that he did convert on. We had another rim shot, Ezra, we did not convert. And then Quentin had a great straight line drive and he got fouled and we missed both free throws. So our first 4 possessions, and I thought it was pretty indicative of how the game went. We were a little bit shorthanded in the game. We didn't have Jaden Walker. We didn't have Winston Tabbs in the game. But from a ball movement perspective, getting the shots that we wanted, Cincinnati's a really good defensive team. But I thought we played unselfish. I thought we moved the ball. We had great ball movement. We got the shots we wanted. We didn't shoot the ball very well in the first half. We had 2 to 3 uncontested looks behind the arc. If you can make a couple of those, maybe the rhythm is a little different. But yeah, for 3 of the last 4 games, I think we've had 9, and 10 turnovers, and then we had that huge fumble at Memphis with 22, and that was the difference in that game. But we got to keep taking care of the basketball. That's key, particularly on the road.
Coach, you mentioned Winston Tabbs. Why didn't he play last game? What's kind of his status moving forward?
Yeah, Winston last game, I think his knee was bothering him. He had taken he had just bumped knees, nothing, just normal. This is normal time this year. You're going to take bumps and bruises in practice. You saw a couple of our guys got banged up during the game. This is normal this time of year, and I just think he wasn't in a position to play, and that's why he wasn't suited out. Nothing crazy, just one of those game-to-game things.
How has Javon felt the last few days? I know you probably haven't a ton of practice time, but how has he come back?
Yeah, we'll know more today. Like you said, late in that game, he kind of got banged up a little bit, and we'll just know more today as the next couple days go.
And Jaden, you hope to have him back Sunday?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Okay. And then you mentioned Quentin. It just seemed like he kind of played with that effort you were maybe looking for, crashing the offensive glass. Is that kind of more what you want to see from him going
Huge,
forward?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was really proud of Quentin. I think offensively he looked like he was aggressive. He was confident out there. He gives us something. I mean, you see he made a three-point shot early in the game. He drove the basketball a couple times. He cuts without the basketball. Typically he's a very good free throw shooter, so you expect him to knock a couple of those down early in the game. So, Quentin really did it for us on offense. Defensively, offensive rebounding, where we're challenging him, he did it. Offensive rebounding. The next step for Quentin defensively is to be more of a physical defender. He's pretty good. He's great moving his feet. He's laterally quick, but he's got to use that 215-pound frame when it gets down, elbows and in. He's got to be able to use his body and accept that contact and give contact as opposed to retreating all the time and allowing guys to go up over him. You can't play like you're a 6-foot guard when you're a 6'5" guard. And he does that sometimes on drives, and he'll get better at that.
USF going through a tough stretch as well right now. They haven't had a win in conference play so far, but they hung in there tough with Houston. What have you seen from them on film so far?
No, they're a really good team. Again, what's interesting is you look at us and USF's schedule. We basically have played most of the same opponents outside of Houston, and they have been in every game. You look at what they just did at Houston. You look at what they did at Memphis. They were right there in both of those games. Again, Tyler Harris, one of the most dynamic guards there is. I've got a lot of familiarity with Tyler Harris from his time, back at Memphis, and seen him and coached against him. He's a really, really good player. Russell Tachua, one of the best bigs in this league. Keyshawn Bryant from South Carolina, I'm very familiar with him. They're an athletic, big rebounding team, as good of an offensive rebounding team as there in this league. Very good defensive teams, holding opponents to 41%. So, they could very easily be at the very top of this league right now. They've had a very difficult schedule up until this point, as we have, in terms of opponents and where the games have been on the road. It just worked out that way, I guess. But, this is a team that's really a top-tier team.
Are you excited to get back into Minji's?
Yeah, you think about it, 3 out of 4 games on the road, at Wichita, at Memphis, at Cincinnati. And then our home game in between was Central Florida. So, I guess the schedule just works out that way. And I think, being back at home, we can't look at it as it's no, that's no crutch at all. I mean, we know that we've lost 2 possession games in this building. We lost, to Temple, and we lost to UCF by 1 possession. So we just have to be ready to go wherever we play, and we just got to keep getting better, and we'll do that the next 2 days.
Schedule lightens up for the Pirates. Can they take advantage of it? South Florida on Sunday, a rematch with Temple next Wednesday. The following Tuesday, Tulsa, who is really struggling this year, will come to Minji's Coliseum. A rematch with Wichita State, who the Pirates already beat on January 29th, February 1st. Another game with South Florida. And then SMU, who has not exactly set the world on fire this year, coming up February 4th. That is a nice stretch, a winnable stretch for East Carolina. After that, gets tough for a couple games, Tulane and Cincinnati. And then you got SMU, Tulsa. Pirates will host Houston February 25th and wrap up the regular season with Tulane at home March 1st and UCF on the road March 5th. Fans were complaining about the 9 o'clock start time for ECU Cincinnati. They'll be doing the same March 1st when East Carolina takes on Tulane in Minges Coliseum. What is the day? That's a Wednesday. Oh, man, what are we going to do about sports trivia that day? We might have to go like from 6:30 to 8:30. Maybe we do an early trivia on that Wednesday, March 1st. Find out when we get there. Right now, I know what we'll do. We'll open up the booty bag and make you a winner on a Friday.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Alrighty, Shirley Rhodes, what are we giving away on this Friday?
A $10 gift card to Familia.
Oh, man, Familia is the move. What call are you looking for?
6.
317-1250. Caller 6 wins a gift card to Familia. We're back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Do you suffer from chronic aches, pains, or muscle tightness? Hey, I'm Jordan Mikesell with Bodies in Balance in Greenville. With degrees in physical, occupational, and massage therapy and certifications in stretching and flexibility, we know how stretching and massage can bring long-term results so you can live a pain-free and healthy life. Continue enjoying the activities you love by calling or texting 252-916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage today. For more info, visit bodiesinbalance.com so you can start living an active life today.
Uptown Greenville's newest dining experience is open and ready to serve you. The Sidebar, a Tex-Mex fusion restaurant, offers lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch from 10:30 to 2:30. Located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, the Sidebar has indoor dining and patio seating for everyone to enjoy. For the latest information on reservations, menu items, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Congratulations to John Moody of Bethel. Walked away with a $10 gift card courtesy of Familia. Familia is your place for great Italian food. Whether it's great New York-style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or the delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry teen. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, the Moodster picking up a win. John and folks like John will be fired up a month from now when NASCAR is back. About a month away from Daytona.
Boogity boogity boo.
When was the last race?
Pardon?
When was the last race?
I'm going to say championship was early November.
So a couple months off, 2 or 3 months off.
Yeah. And then right back in the car again.
Wow. I'm not familiar with NASCAR. I'm not a NASCAR guy.
Not a NASCAR guy. We're going to change that this year, Chandler. You're going to be a big NASCAR guy.
Okay.
You a golf guy?
A golf guy.
All right. Well,
I'm a big Greeny guy, too.
Well, let's talk some golf with Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, coming your way 8 to 10 a.m. Saturday right here on Pirate Radio. Greeny joins us on the Pit Electric Live line. Greeny, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Clip, how you doing?
Hey, doing great, and looking forward to a playoff weekend, some college hoops, and we will start with golf today, however, Greeny, because this week I did see that Netflix is coming out with Full Swing, and immersive documentary following a group of professional golfers, according to PGA.com, and saw a trailer for this, and it's got great shots, great music. It kind of gets you excited about golf here in the dead of winter, and I think it's a pretty good idea, and it'll get the novice fans like myself and maybe even people that just like watching documentaries to at least get to know some of these golfers, get to know the sport, and I don't know, maybe raise a little awareness for people that aren't following the PGA Tour each and every week. So, did you see the trailer? What do you think about this, Greeny? And it's only a good thing for golf, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting too because this is basically coverage of behind the scenes on the PGA Tour, like you said, with a select group of guys during the whole brouhaha of who's going to live, who's not going to live. So you're going to get some insight. Apparently they've left all of that stuff in there as well. So it could be kind of a look for us, that follow the game of golf and people who maybe don't necessarily follow the game of golf to see what goes on behind the scenes, but see what's going on behind the scenes when a competing league is trying to pull players away and offer lots of money and maybe some of the angst that's going on between, different players and so forth. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out because we know at least like an Ian Poulter or a Sergio Garcia, Brooks Koepka, some of those, those guys all went to live.
Yeah.
See how it plays out.
This will be released on February 15th. Among the PGA Golf Tour players appearing on the show, on the docuseries, will be Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Tony Finau, and others, Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, and others. So, that's going to be interesting to see. So, the footage was shot last year, as Greeny said, and I don't know, I haven't read a ton about it, Greeny. Is this something they plan to do kind of annually now, make it a Hard Knocks type thing? Is this something they're going to keep doing moving forward?
That's my understanding, is that this wasn't just a one-off thing, that we were going to continue to get something like this. Obviously, we probably feel like that the success and the viewership is going to dictate that. We know that, Netflix is having issues in terms of viewership, and trying to rearrange its service and whatnot. So if this ends up being something that does well for them, then obviously they'd probably continue on with it.
Yeah, they also have an issue of canceling shows after one season that are pretty, popular. So I don't think that'll be the case with this, but just something to follow. How about what's going on this weekend in golf, Greeny? What are you following?
Well, week 2 in Hawaii. We had the Tournament of Champions last week. We watched Colin Morikawa, unfortunately, on Sunday fold like a lawn chair, and John Rahm come from behind 9 shots back at one point to win. So an absolute collapse by Colin Morikawa. Neither one of those guys in the field this week, but you got Jordan Spieth out there. And, again, this is one of those weeks. Now, we talk about, guys from the Korn Ferry Tour that graduate and what events do they get to play in. Well, this is one of those events. And they've already gone through their first reshuffle, which means that guys that graduate from the Korn Ferry Tour, if they don't perform well, they get knocked down the list, and it gets harder and harder for them to get in tournaments. Now, most of that list, because there's not a lot of top guys playing, get to play this week. This is the first event of 6 before the next reshuffle. And generally, you see a reshuffle every 6 weeks so on the PGA Tour. So this is that first event leading for that next reshuffle. So this is an important kickoff for a lot of these guys. So that's why you see a lot of maybe names that you don't know or guys that are trying to make a comeback. So that's what you watch for, as well as seeing how Jordan Spieth's going to kick the season off after we watched him and JT destroy Tiger and Rory in the match.
Mark Greenhalgh's Golf Shop Radio Show joining us today on the Pit Electric Live Line. You got golf going on this weekend, NFL playoffs. We'll get to that momentarily. But first, Greeny, I brought this team up with you last week. Now the Clemson Tigers remain undefeated in the ACC. And yesterday we were talking to Jeff Nadeau, Barstool Sports, college basketball guy. Went over last night's card, but said if there's one game he has his eye on for this weekend, it's Saturday at Littlejohn. And he says he loves Clemson for a few reasons. He says he's not usually a Brad Brownell guy, but he likes this year's team, and he likes taking whoever's playing Duke when the Blue Devils go on the road. So a big one coming up on Saturday, Greeny, as the Clemson Tigers try to remain undefeated in the ACC against the Duke Blue Devils.
And I think I've shared with you before my luck in watching the Clemson Tigers on TV.
Yeah.
Additionally, I've flipped on the end of their game and watched them fold like lawn chairs a la Colin Morikawa. But I actually caught the end of the Virginia Tech game, and they were down like 5 or 7 points with a couple minutes left, and they ended up winning the game. So maybe the tides have turned for me watching Clemson basketball. But, of course, there's still that on the horizon of me going to the Dean Dome on February 11th. So if Clemson's continuing to play well, do I put the curse on them by showing up in person?
Right. I think if they're still undefeated at that point, you might just see what kind of money you can get for that ticket, Greeny, and stay away.
That's true.
I think that's the way to go. Unfortunately for you, your Patriots will not be playing in the postseason, and Nyheim Hines opening kickoff to the house for Buffalo, and the Patriots never really able to catch up. Bills will host the Dolphins this weekend, as you see a couple of AFC East teams in there. You got 3 games, Greeny, with basically double-digit point favorites. You've got 3 games where the spread is within a field goal. So I don't know. What's the most intriguing matchup? If you could only pick 1 or 2 to watch this weekend, which ones are you interested in?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you got Miami and Baltimore, who both have, serious quarterback issues. So you kind of toss those games aside and say, well, unless there's some kind of miracle, neither one of those teams are really going to win this thing. So, you kind of look to that right out of the gate, the Seahawks 49ers. You've got Geno Smith, who's lighting it up through the air out there, versus a backup quarterback with San Francisco that's just kind of done a good job managing the games. And then, the Chargers and the Jaguars. If the Jaguars somehow win this game, is that the end of a coaching career for the Chargers? So does that open the door for, a former New Orleans Saints guy to maybe waltz his way in there with a pretty good quarterback in Justin Herbert to resurrect his career? So I think Saturday's probably the key matchup for me. I think the rest of it, the Giants-Vikings is intriguing, but the Vikings playing at home generally tend to play pretty good. And does Tom Brady throw some magic out there for a team that finished under 500 on Monday night and take out the Cowboys and then maybe that's another landing spot for a former coach. So those are probably the intriguing games that I'm looking at.
Mark Greenhalgh's Golf Shop Radio Show joining us. You can catch the playoff action this weekend on Pirate Radio. You can catch the Golf Shop Radio Show Saturday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio. Greenie, what do you guys have planned for Saturday?
We'll do our traditional Bill Bender segment of the sporting news. We've got Pat McCabe, who's the executive director of the next event on the PGA Tour schedule, the American Express. And then we'll check in with Robert Carlson, who had a pretty strong first kind of full season on the PGA Champions Tour. And he was also, if you remember, he was part of the assistant or vice captains for the European Ryder Cup squad. So maybe we'll talk a little bit more about, international play and how live defections may impact Ryder Cup going forward.
Greenie, good stuff. Enjoyed the chat. Have a great show on Saturday, and we will catch up with you again next week.
All right, Clip, have a good one. Thanks.
Mark Greenhalgh's Golf Shop Radio Show joining us here on Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a break, come back. More to go. We'll wrap it up here on a Friday. Set you off into your sports weekend when we return after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with 0 interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress. Locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times with family and friends, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Always have fun, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Go Pirates!
Add some sparkle and style to your home and save at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Give your home a new look in the new year with beautiful new furniture. Right now, get a Bostic Sugg first time ever offer with 3 ways to save. 1, get a sales tax discount on any purchase. 2, get a $100 in MasterCard rewards cards for every $1,000 you spend. And finally, get 6 months special financing. So add some sparkle and style to your home with a little help from Bostic Sugg Furniture.
What's up? This is Bryson Worrell, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Let the bass kick. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
It was another good day for the stock market. The Dow closed out the week up 112 points at 34,302. The NASDAQ was up 78 at 11,079, and the S&P was up 15 points and finished out the week at 3,999. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the shoe. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live.
What are you smirking over there about?
A tweet I saw earlier today from the RV at RV on Twitter. Purchased a
I saw this
commemorative football from the Birmingham Bowl. Remember the Birmingham Bowl website had the Eastern Carolina hoodies for a small amount of time and then corrected it to East Carolina. So he bought a commemorative Birmingham Bowl football for $50.
$50.
$50 dollarines. It is, he says,
it's probably nicely embroidered.
He said, finally got it. It's literally a sticker on a white football. Awesome ripoff, folks. And he's got a close-up picture of it. And sure enough, it is a white football. And it has got a sticker.
You can see the outline of the actual sticker.
Just slap a sticker on that sucker and move it on out, which makes me believe we should start selling Pirate Radio footballs. 50 a pop.
50 a pop, baby.
They have a lot of stickers kind of around the office and stuff. Slap a sticker on that bad boy. We got Pirate Radio mini helmets. We got Pirate Radio t-shirts. White t-shirt, slap a sticker on it. So $50. I don't know if he'll be buying any more commemorative footballs from anywhere. That's tough.
Especially the Birmingham Bowl.
That is tough, Jeff. Man, who needs a nap?
Me.
Yeah. Eating wings over Greenville at 4 o'clock on a Friday is a good idea at the time. But when you got like 2 more hours of radio to do, 20-minute drive home, man, I might have to stop at a hotel on the way. You ever stop on the hotel on the way home and catch a nap?
Hey, can I get a room for 30 minutes?
Can't say that I've ever done that.
We're not allowed to do that, sir. No, I just need a nap.
Hey, what's you got an hourly rate? No, we don't do that here. No, it's not what you think. I just need a nap. I just need a quick nap.
I'm by myself.
You know, I have thought about, everybody thinks about once in a while, I'm sure it's crossed everybody's mind, of what they would do if they went into business for themselves. And I have often thought about, what if I opened a place where literally you pay to take a nap? I provide the space, and you come and you take a nap. Let's say, for example,
cubicles.
Little cubicles, with relaxing music or whatever it is that you need to get yourself to sleep. Charge a minimal fee for you to sleep for 30 minutes or 1 hour, depending on what you need. And out you go. Because some people, don't want to have to drive 20 minutes to go home. But maybe they have an hour lunch. What if they want to catch like a 30-minute nap? Grab something to eat on the way back?
Yeah, what are you doing
versa?
for lunch today? We're going out. Well, I'm going to go to Shirley's Nap Palace for first and then pick some up.
It's right down on Evans Street. Just go down there. But, your wife's going to call you later and be like, honey, where are you? You're not home. You know, sorry, I'm checking out of the hotel right now. I'm checking out.
Yeah. I'm at the pool.
I'm at the spa.
Taking a nap by the Days Inn pool. Shirley's Nap Emporium. Shirley's International House of Naps.
Hey, look, everybody has to dream once in a while. I'm not saying it would work. I'm just saying it's an idea. Now, I will say that this is the second time that I have, well, I say the second time. I guarantee you somebody's going to jump on this at some point. Maybe not here locally.
Oh, yeah. What was the women's
sports bra?
Sports bra.
It was called the sports bra.
Sports bra.
Which is already a thing. Yeah. Yes. Somebody stole my idea.
Yeah. Ryan says Shirley's bed bugs and breakfast. Now I was thinking, Shirley. All right, I've got an hour for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I want to maximize this nap, so
I could provide the service. For example, I could have a staff that would go and get your lunch while you're napping.
Oh, wow. I was going to ask, could it be BYO? Could you charge a maybe $5 bring your lunch fee? Or you're saying kind of a...
Or I could do both.
Nap dash.
You could bring your meal. You can eat and then take a nap. Or if you would prefer to save a little time, you want to take your nap first and then eat, I would have staff on standby to go and retrieve whatever it is that you would like for lunch and have it waiting for you after you wake up.
So I'm sure this is going to be a nice facility, but in my head right now, I almost have like a hurricane shelter type of picture.
No.
But
this
I mean,
would be,
it's got to be
a very aesthetically pleasing.
But it's got to be huge.
Well, not to start with. I mean, we would have to, it would be by appointment. Because, I mean, not every, because a lot of people
first
take.
First come, first serve.
Well,
Could it be bunk beds? I think it'd be cool to have a nap with a guy down the street.
No. You would reserve your time online. And
I met a guy. I met a guy named Kevin down at the nap place.
You get a discount if you share a bunk bed with somebody.
2 for 1.
No, because that just invites a lot of problems. And you know this.
I know.
Look, I'm being practical here.
Yeah.
Because there are look, I live 20 minutes away from here, and there are times that I would very much like to take a nap after I eat my lunch. I would love to be able to just stretch out and just take a little nappy poo.
The nap house. You can put it beside the dap house.
The dap house and the nap house?
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah, they probably would.
Now, I have an interesting question and a follow-up depending on your answer. What would the hours be?
The hours would be dictated on what is booked online. For example, if you have people that are working overnight shifts or early morning shifts and they don't take a break until, say, 9 a.m. and they book online, then it will open to accommodate those folks.
My question is, coming home from downtown.
If you book online?
Yeah.
If you book online, you can come home from downtown, but you can't be messing up my facility.
Could you take another person in the room with you?
Negative.
Okay.
No more than one person per room. There are no bunk beds, just single beds.
Yep.
All comfy.
No visitors.
No visitors. These are not conjugal
because
visits.
People take advantage of these things.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that is a no-no.
Is it BYOB? Bring your own blanket?
No, these will be fully stocked.
Okay.
Are you
with a lot of down comforters and pillows? Because there are some people that like a lot of pillows. Some people don't like a lot of pillows.
Is it BYOP? Because when I go, if I'm sleeping anywhere outside of my bed, when we go places, I have to take my pillow.
You may bring your pillow if you desire.
Thank you.
I thought this through.
You've got your own pillow?
I bring my own towels when I go to hotels.
Yeah, Chandler, I think everybody does.
No, like one that you just can't get rid of, and like you,
yes.
and like me, you take it places.
You said it like I was crazy, and then you said I do too.
Yeah, some people take pillows. When I travel,
I don't. Those aren't pillows. What is that?
I don't know.
Grayed out Planes, trains, and automobiles. I
Yeah.
think.
But like when I travel, I don't use hotel towels. I always use mine. I bring my own towels, my own washcloths, my own towels.
Stan just invested in Napdash. Jump on while you can. Shirley, I have no.
By the way, the downtown, the 2 a.m. bar crawlers or whatever, that's only on the weekends.
And
We
this
don't do that
is,
during the week.
This is Shark Tanks, and Shirley, because I have no money, I'm out. I will not be investing, but I'm available. Talk to Chandler Honeycutt. You could advertise. We'll probably get you a discount here on Pirate Radio.
Oh, we could work out a deal?
Advertise your business.
Yeah, okay.
All right. This might be. I love when segments are created organically. Maybe a new segment like fake businesses or business ideas or our own little Shark Tank here. But that's a good one.
Shark Tank.
We'll call it the Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
Because I'm telling you, there are people who work in Greenville. There are people that drive into Greenville from various places, and maybe they only have an hour for lunch, but they desperately want a nap. I'm just saying, I'm providing a service.
That you are. Shirley, Chandler, have a great weekend.
Toodaloo.
Everybody tuned in. Thank
I'm
you.
off to South Carolina tomorrow.
Have fun in
Have
South
fun.
Cac.
Have fun in South Kakalaki.
The Palmetto State.
Palmetto State?
Stop by Wings for me.
I'm going
Waves.
to
Waves.
I'm going to do a very rednecky thing tomorrow, so
What's that?
I'm going to a glorified truck stop.
Huh?
I'm going to Buc-ee's
Buc-ee's!
tomorrow.
Buc-ee's!
I'm going to Buc-ee's. I'm taking a road trip and heading down to Buc-ee's.
Apparently their brisket sandwich is out of this world. So
have fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
Duh, Buc-ee's.
Duh, Buc-ee's.
We'll see you Monday. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. This is the Pirate Radio Podcast.
Welcome in to another edition of the Pirate Radio Podcast. Jonathan Ellerby here with you today and have a special guest in the Pirate Radio studios, a huge East Carolina fan, now a author of a great book, My View from 20 Rows Up, one Pirate fan's story of ECU football. Let's welcome Carl Davis to the Pirate Radio Podcast. Thanks for coming in today.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Let's get to know the author a little bit. I know you from seeing you at East Carolina events and family connections and so much, but for folks that are listening, Carl Davis is, as Jeff Charles writes in the foreword, the super ECU fan. I can't think of many bigger ECU fans than you. But let's get a history of Carl Davis and how you became a super fan of ECU and ended up writing a book.
Well, there's two parts of that. I think there's my early life, early childhood. I grew up in Hickory and was a Lenore Ryan fan. Obviously, my family was connected to Lenore Ryan, and we lived down the street from Lenore Ryan. We lived down the street from Stasevich. And we came to Greenville for the very first time when I was 8 years old to see Lenore Ryan play East Carolina College. And I talk about that game in the book. It was a very controversial game. It was one of those games that it was a Steve Logan moment where, you went for two at the end to win. And instead of what happened at West Virginia with Steve Logan, this Stasevich with Lenore Ryan went for two, and he was successful. And there's controversy depending on